foremost, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Akakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers out there pushing His word. You know, we are the real Hebrew Israelites. We come another week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom known as America, which is biblically Babylon the Great, and to also tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you are the chosen people of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, and we in a time of judgment, man. You know, but pretty much the topic at hand is, you know, get more acquainted with grief and suffering, man, because that's the time that we in. And if you're not getting yourself prepared now, when that time comes, you're not going to endure. You're not going to last. Right. So if you're not mentally preparing yourself, you know, during this grace period, you know, then you're going to get caught unawares. So whatever.
I got one. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1 says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure."
He said, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You know, so everything starts in the mental first, and then the physical follows. It said to constantly endure. The word endure itself means to suffer.
It says, "And make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end."
It's like that part where it says to make not haste in the time of trouble. The only way you're going to be able to do that is to, you know, to be stable and to be grounded in that time is if you already had that anticipation of that to happen. Because when this shit comes upon these people that's about to come on a level that we've never seen before, these people are gonna lose it. They're gonna be scattering like roaches, man, and they're gonna be making all kind of decisions that they think is the best for them, but it's gonna end up backfiring on them. For example, the MOTB, when that's made mandatory, when these people lose their comfort, when they lose their resources and their substance that they have, they're gonna make that decision. Okay, well, I can't take not being able to go without food. I can't handle not having my family or my friends or this entertainment or whatever other thing they're cleaving to. That's not what you're supposed to be cleaving to. It said, "Cleave unto him, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end."
It says,
I just want to put a point because the scripture sounds like it's talking to us, it's warning us ahead. But it doesn't mean only if you're coming into this truth that you're going to go through these temptations. The whole world is going to go through it. This is the path of preparing yourself to get a few light, early afflictions to get you prepared for the heavy afflictions that the whole world is going to have to come upon. That's good. Okay. Then we'll grab that later.
verse 4, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully."
Can I read 3 again?
It says, "Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate."
Hold on. Can I get one? I just want to tie these two together, and you'll see how this is the difference between what the rest of the world has, doesn't have, and what we'll have.
So Isaiah 33:6, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time."
That's what the pre-warning is about. So when you hear this, you have that fear, you're moved with it, and then you can now acquaint yourself with wisdom as well as with grief.
If I
Much
may,
wisdom is much grief.
if I may add to what you're saying, that's a question that a lot of people ask when they get in a messed up situation. Why? Why is this happening to me? You know, why would God do this? When you that wisdom and knowledge, that's gonna allow us to be stable because we understand what's going on.
Yeah.
When it said to prepare your soul for temptation, we know what we're a part of.
Exactly. And we know that there's hope at the end of this thing.
Yep.
But these people are not going to have no hope. But you got it.
I got a quick preach a lot. This is why, because especially in this truth, you know, we understand that reincarnation, you know, we went off in our past lives.
Exactly.
So the Lord, He takes that into account and judges you. You know, same thing. It don't matter, man. Yahawashi, he had to bear his indignation when he was King Solomon. He went off, you know. So he had to bear it when he came back you know, 2,000 years ago, you know, for his sins and for Israel's sins. So this is Micah 7 and 9. And it says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
That's the point. I was gonna quote one. I don't know, brother. I would turn my back to acknowledge their offense.
Hosea.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have to acknowledge that we first went off. So acknowledging that, now we're gaining knowledge and wisdom to make us stable in this unstable time. That's why when this grief come upon everybody, the other people that haven't acknowledged their offenses, they gonna be asked out. They ain't gonna be prepared to deal with the grief and the afflictions that'll be coming upon everybody. We'll have an understanding. Think about it. If you got children and everybody's been bad, but then the one kid comes to you and is like, Daddy, I'm sorry. I know I was messing up. You gonna whoop them, but it ain't gonna be the same as those that like still do it.
It's not gonna be as harsh.
Right.
Also, you know.
Exactly, because you know they mentally understand the difference, and they changed and repented basically, right? Changed their ways. Now you understand that okay, they get it. But let me get some a little, you know, they still fucked up. Let me get them. But them that ain't getting right, I gotta whip their ass till they get it.
That's what it said. Those that will be beaten with many stripes.
Yep.
Right, there's some that are even after they get whooped, they harden their heart even more.
Yeah, it's kind of like
They don't learn the lesson. There's some that after they get whooped, they come to you, they sign it up, and he knows that he fucked up. And then that's when you dialogue with him, you know. But hey, that's how it is with our nation, man.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a nigga going to jail and they become worse.
Yeah.
You know, they don't learn. They're not. You know,
not
sorry,
punishment,
none of that shit. They just come out being a bigger demon, and that's what the scourge.
Exactly.
These scourges, the scourge of the plagues and the scourges that have to come, are gonna do to 2/3 of our people, where they're just gonna harden their neck against the heavenly Father.
I was gonna say, you know, you have certain parents that have that experience of dealing with, you know, they might have more than one child, and you try to deal with them both the same, so you equally discipline them, and you notice that, you know, one of them is receiving the discipline and the other is not taking the discipline. He's just getting worse and worse. So sometimes you might even, you know, whoop that child even more, and you whooping him, and it's still not, you know, affecting you. That's how the Lord's gonna be with his sons in that time.
That's why you got the law, the stubborn son.
Yeah.
Like the brother was saying, you know, a nigga go to prison and then he get out on the same shit, or you know, he starts to be worse. You know, he becomes what you call a repeat offender.
Yeah.
The Lord is done with repeat offenders, man. Like it says, the Most High at our ignorance He winked at it, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. We in a time where the Most High is about to get that point across, like for good.
If I can get this real quick, Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. It says, therefore, whereas thou doest chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more. To the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we judge, and we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. You know, and you know, considering what the brother is saying, part of preparing ourselves to go through that trial is ultimately accepting that the Most High is going to put us through that purification process. You know, just to make that final product out of it. You know, but 2/3 of our people, they're not going to make it through Jacob's trouble because, you know, they're not going to be found worthy. You know, they're pretty much what the scriptures call dross.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the dross that you just got to burn.
Yeah.
The undesirables, man.
Some of them are set as an example.
No matter how much you scourge them, they're not going to change. You know, so that's why we got to examine ourselves, like Paul said. For if we judge ourselves, then shall we not be judged with the world.
Right.
You know, we don't want the judgment that's coming directly upon the world, because he's going to scourge them way harder, man.
Yep.
We already done went through this. Well, right now in this thing of ours, we're going through a form of the scourge. You know, dealing with persecution, dealing with fighting that battle of the flesh. You know, fighting these chains of darkness, fighting these demons off, dealing with false prophets. That's part of that process.
Getting the name and the different wisdom at the edge of your mind, on meeting you at every thought.
Yep.
Getting that relationship with that. I was going to add to what you said also. This is like a boot camp versus everybody just thrown into war.
Right.
You know, because the world is going to be thrown into, all right, we're on the beach now, we got to storm it. Nah, see, I ain't going to be ready for that. But we're going to be prepared because we've been doing the exercising, the running, the lifting, the drills. Exactly.
We're conditioned for this, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
About that boot camp, you know, it's the spirit. I was just talking about this, but you know, when you've been battle tested, you've been proven to handle the task at hand.
Yeah.
You want to speak? Yeah, and no matter of fact, you can get it, bro.
No, because like the brother's saying, we got to be tested, you know. And back in Sirach, chapter 2, it says, I'll read 4 again. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Yep.
For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. That's what the brother was saying, you know.
It said acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Those are the ones who are written from the beginning. That's already going, you know, they already have the victory. They just got to live it out. And then going back to the point of being battle tested, man, the ones that don't make the cut when it comes to war is the ones who wasn't prepared mentally. Physically, that's a different aspect of it. Yeah, you have to be capable to some extent physically, but it's the mental part. When it comes to the Navy SEALs and the Green Berets and all of those special forces, those are men that are mentally able to bear that adversity that they have to go through.
Right. And you said that's this ain't what we go. This ain't basic training. This is what we going through as this in this troop. Being in this troop is like the Green Berets, like the Navy SEALs. The training the extensive training they have to go to prepare them. You know, this ain't what the world niggas in the world is going through. That's like going to church every Sunday and being, you know, that's their training. But and their training is gonna fail them, you know, because they really ain't built up, man. They're not talking about these things. They're not, you know, going into these certain problems.
They're prepared to call on a high God's name or something like that. They're not prepared for sleep deprivation. They're not prepared for having long durations without food. And still mentally be sharp.
Yeah, hey, these people aren't ready for the spiritual, you know, the hell that's about to come. Because guess what? Hey, in that day, you calling upon JC ain't about to help, man. You calling upon Allah ain't about to help. All the rest of the idols that's on this the sign that we have, hey, ain't none of that shit gonna help you. So guess what? Hey, they'll torment you in that day, and then Yahweh Shai is gonna do the rest and bring judgment upon you.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
And you got some of the northern tribes now. They climb to JC and you know,
Burui.
idols.
What's that shit called? Brujeria. Yeah, all that shit.
They crying out to all that now, and them fucking them devils. They like, nah, you get your ass, get your shit. We deporting you. We getting you up out of here. You know, sending them on military flights and shit. You know, so yeah, it's gonna get cold out here, man. It's gonna get cold out here. And there's no like what's that in Jeremiah where it says there's no one to plead thy cause. Ain't nobody gonna be concerned about you. These other nations, they're doing them. You know.
Embrace it for the impact as well.
Yeah.
This is the original point.
And the Lord even gave them a tip. And let every man flee to his own country.
Yeah, because like I said yesterday, a lot of these other countries are warning their citizens that America is like, it's looks like America's headed in the path of like the guy with the little mustache.
Yep.
You know?
Oh yeah, you're going into
We're
genocide.
concentration camps, you know, and extermination type shit going down here. So, hey, the rest of the world is watching. You know, they're seeing. It's the people here that they're barely just now waking up, some of them, to the fact that something bad is coming. You know, it's in the air.
No, I was going to add to it. But they're still getting the beer cold, heating up the nacho cheese and the chicken wings.
Oh, they're thinking
for
of the
game
Super
day.
Bowl.
Yeah, they're waiting on the game today.
Yeah.
They ain't concerned about California still on fire. They're not concerned about the West Coast is on fire, basically.
Yeah.
Or the rest from the Colorado mountains on, it's full of snow. And, you know, it's like 30 to 40 degrees colder than it normally would be this time of year.
Or even-
like 20, but still, it's extremely different than it normally would be this time of year.
Like the snow in Florida, all down south.
They
They
have
said
blizzards in Louisiana.
they said that it snowed like that like 21 years, 30 years. So.
Trying to burn the snow, the shit wouldn't melt.
Yeah. Chemicals.
Yeah.
You know, air pollution is pretty much toxic, poisonous. But you're distracted by, you know, the pleasure, the entertainment, the bread and circus, man.
They're looking for it versus looking to be in adversity to be able to defend themselves against them. They don't want to believe there's a worse day to come. This is the problem. I'm getting right back to you, but there's a worse day to come, and they don't want to see that because they don't want to go through the heavy shit. Like war, you go through fighting against the enemy to one day be free of that enemy or to conquer that enemy. But that's what we have to do. Start spiritually, and that's what we're setting up now. Y'all got it. You're still reading, or
I got something.
You had a little
I
bit
finished
more,
mine.
I got something for you real quick, just real quick. This is Amos 6 in the NLT, and I'm gonna start at the top. And this is dealing with, you know, because brothers always bring out how in order to make it in this thing, you have to be a stoic. And not as an Epicurean. An Epicurean, they just drawn to nothing but whatever makes them comfortable, right? So this is calling out some of the people in our nation who live luxurious and they're not even thinking about adversity, right? It's Amos 6:1. What sorrow awaits you who lounge in luxury in Jerusalem, and you who feel secure in Samaria? You are famous and popular in Israel, and people go to you for help. But go over to Calne and see what happened there. Then go to the great city of Hamath, and down to the Philistine city of Gath. You are no better than they were, and look at how they were destroyed. You push away every thought of coming disaster, but your actions only bring the day of judgment closer. How?
And that you know reminds me as well of when it says they say the Lord will neither do good nor evil. That's the spirit that a lot of you niggas is in, man. Yeah. And the Lord is about to visit you, man. That goes for the ones that's in the forefront, that we see their faces, as well as you niggas in the background.
Yep.
That whole Israelite party shit about to come to an end, man.
And we're not only talking about those that know that they're Israelites, we're talking about the regular old blacks, so-called African American. We can say all the names that you want to dissociate yourself from the pact. You Negroes, you know, we've named all of y'all. Then we're gonna go to you Hispanics, Mexicans. We're gonna go to all of the different tribes, man. Whatever names you want to be called, we're still talking to you. Natives, indigenous, whatever you want to be called. Okay, whatever respective tribes you want, you're Native or Seminole Indian, hey, it's for you too.
This is getting to everybody, man. Nobody's gonna have no excuse, and nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Just like I got you, bro. Just like it was this video, this Northern Kingdom bitch getting on the camera crying and shit because she voted for Trump, but now shit that's happening that's affecting her, she don't like it. Well, no shit. You know who gonna pity a charmer bitten with a serpent?
Man, never trust our enemy.
That's what you asked for, man. Let him finish this one.
Yep. It says, how terrible for you who sprawl on ivory beds and lounge on your couches, eating meat of tender lambs from the flock, and of choice calves fattened in the stalls. You sing trivial songs to the sound of the harp, and fancy yourselves to be great musicians like David. You drink wine by the bowlful and perfume yourselves with fragrant lotions. You care nothing about the ruin of your nation. Therefore, you will be the first to be led away as captives. Suddenly, all your parties will end.
Because like going on, you know, reaping the benefits of the substance of all those things, eating the lambs, the drinking the wine of the grape or the grape of the wine. And you look at the process of getting all of those things, a butchering a lamb, you know, taking it down, and your mind has to be in that space for you to complete all those activities, so to speak, man. For wine, it takes time for you to, you know, smash those grapes, take them tannins out, then put the wine, let it preserve and all that, and then reap the benefits of it. So it shows you Jake's mind is still completely set in America. They're comfortable with the follies of this place, and the bread and circuses have blinded them. Going back to that Epicurean spirit that the elder was speaking of, man.
Sprawl, they lie sprawl.
Yeah.
A sprawl is a position of weakness.
Yeah.
Because you're not ready, you're not on guard. Like when an animal sprawls out, that's a conquered position. Meaning you don't think nothing can come against you and take you down. Nothing can overtake you. You're not concerned about it.
Right, and there's also like mass confusion right now, man. There's a lot of Jakes, like I said, there are a lot of them that are waking up to the fact that something's going down, but they're running in all different directions. Some are trying to flee this place, but looking where, you know, go move somewhere else. Some are trying to hold down the fort, joining militias and the Panther parties coming back, and then, you know, there's just all kinds of confusion because they see that. Honestly, if you really can't see that shit's about to go down, damn, you live in another world, you know. But for the most part, like, people can sense, you know.
That's a special kind of spirit the Lord got on these people, man. Everything that you're seeking as a means of it being a solution for you, you running away from Yahweh Shai. You're supposed to be running. This is the only way to escape the Lord. It's through Him. He's the one sending these things, man. He got a grip on you. You can't run to no South America. You can't run to Europe. You can't run to nowhere. You're not going to escape it.
Right. I was just going to read something that goes with that. It's 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 47 in the GNT. It says, anyone who makes money will do so only to see it violently taken away. The more possessions people gather, the more they spend on their cities and houses, the more attention they give to their personal appearance, the more angry the Lord will become with them because of their sin. This is what the Lord says.
You know, the scriptures speak about, you know, that whole parable that Yahweh Shai spoke on about that man whose field brought forth plenty, and all his focus was the things that he has and how he's gonna build, you know, how you gonna be able to contain that. But at the end, his soul was required. He didn't even know that he was about to die, man. And it said, so are all they that are not rich towards the Most High. This is the most valuable thing you can be a part of.
That's what the issue is. A lot of Jake, like the brother was making the point of, they don't know where to turn to. But then when we start off reading in Sirach 2, they're like, I want to be tempted and tried and be in adversity. Nigga, you going through it anyway. Then you're gonna get far worse anyway.
This exit don't look appealing, man.
Yeah.
You know, because there's many. There's like a highway, right? There's a lot of exits. This one, they ignore it.
They get straight and narrow. It ain't comfortable where they can just kind of be, you know, just lolly on down. They got to tiptoe through this one.
I got a quick.
All the balance and all that.
Real quick, Matt. Go ahead.
It's like we're traveling the 15, the Interstate 15 versus the freaking 405 in California. You know, that's a broad freaking, you know, road. So you just, you know, people driving careless, they speed, going in and out of lanes, swerving, you know, showboat. But on the 15, you better keep your fucking eyes open, because that's a 2-lane the whole way. You know what I'm saying? And there's ditches and potholes and shit. You know, people don't want to, you know, make that drive.
And it's more difficult when the 15 is one of those off roads where there ain't no lights.
Yeah.
So how much more focused you got to be, you know, on one of them where it's just one lane each way.
And you even have to prepare yourself before you get on there. You gotta check the tires, because there ain't no gas and shells. You gotta be fully prepared.
For miles.
Bro.
You don't even know if you're going to, you know, meet an exit that got what you need there.
Oil or whatever. So
Ain't no cell phone service out there. So it's a difference.
That's why in the scripture say he that runneth, what's that scripture? He that runneth a race, run that you may obtain, man. And this is that highway that you are to be running on. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be straight and narrow. Only one person at a time can run it. But the ultimate goal is to make it to that destination.
I seen a little deed years ago, but it was like a real windy road. It was real narrow, and there was a guy at the front of it. Then there was a big lane highway that a lot of people were on, and as it was going like this. And right when it went over the cliff, there was no more freeway. It was like going over the edge.
Right, if you miss the exit,
Another thing too, like the brothers are saying, you know, once you get on that road, you know, there's no gas stations, there's no stops. So once you get on that road, you gotta finish the course. You gotta keep going. You can't turn back or you fucked.
right? You gotta paying close
over.
attention to the signs. You know, because when we're driving, we're always looking at the signs that let you know how far away you are, how much time it might take for you to get to your destination. You miss, you're not paying attention to the signs. How the fuck you gonna know where to exit?
Right.
When, you know, that's the same thing. It's almost the same thing with this, man. We gotta stay paying close attention to the signs. You know, because that's how you measure. That's how you measure the times. You know.
I had a pre to go with that. What we were talking about. Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way that
it's easy.
Yeah.
The point is they like the broad way because it's easy. Yeah. Everybody's going there, and know what? If you look at the herd mentality of general human beings on this earth, they're willing to take a loss as long as they're not taking it by themselves.
Yeah. Hey,
as long as they take it in big numbers, they're fine.
Hey, go ahead.
That's why the scripture says to follow not a multitude to do evil.
Right, and the easy way is gonna be MOTB.
Yeah.
And it's levels to,
you know,
it's levels to the straight gate, because you look at it, the world is straight. That's a wide gate. Then you come into Israel, there's still wide gates within Israel. And then when you come to Great Millstone and affiliates that teach the same doctrine, that's the ultimate straight gate. Because you got IUIC. That's a wide gate. That's a broad way. You know, ISUK. That's a broad way within Israel, where you can change your doctrine. You can do certain things, and you know, it's no consistency. But GMS and affiliate brothers that teach the same doctrine, this is straight gate. This is the straight gate of Yahweh Shai.
Hey, y'all brothers mentioned about the military, right? Special forces. Them guys, Israelite guys, that don't really catch no hell. You know, they worldly friendly Israelites. They're basically ROTC some shit.
Yeah.
You know, this Great Millstone is like special forces. So the gate, the straight gate, difficult, time you got to train and stuff like that would be way more harder than ROTC.
That's weird, bro. Hey, the scriptures speak about how every man's work is gonna be made manifest of what sort it is, man. When that fire comes,
right?
You can't just look the part. That ROTC, you just got the gear on.
Yep.
But you not fit, man, for what's coming. Like the brother was saying, that path that everybody is on is easy, it's convenient, it's fun. It don't require shit of you. So when that shit really, hit the fan and you get put under that pressure, you gonna fold like a damn lawn chair, man.
Right, special forces operator, whatever, they're not easily broken. All right, you can't just break them.
Yeah, they build like they'll kill themselves.
Yeah.
Before they get captured, that type shit.
They can take a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, physical pain, and mental pain. Okay, they're trained to endure hardship. And that's what this is. It's the same.
This is the men that are required for it. It's funny, brother mentioned earlier, when they said, we should get it.
Judges 7.
Yeah. And how narrow it got from 20,000 to 300.
Yeah. But how he even nailed it down.
Most I
that was the different levels of the gate.
That was a sifting process. Let me finish this because straight is the gate and narrow is the way that leadeth. And narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. That's
And to add to what this brother was saying, the difference between those men who are special forces and the rest is that those men who are special forces, they always in that mindset. It can be grievous at times because they are, but it's an advantage that they have because they're always in that mindset. And just like the brother was saying, it's a lot of Jake, they come into this truth and they get comfortable as if it's only that one step. No, you constantly. The scripture say to examine yourselves daily whether you be in the faith. Always making sure you on point and that you staying prepared, always watching.
The scripture says for us to get ready for the battle, man. And this battle that we're gonna be in it, but we're not. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We gotta have a different mind state, knowing that the whole world is just gonna be in chaos and turmoil. All right, death everywhere. Violence. So we gotta be prepared mentally, more before anything else. For what's to come, to endure, to be able to not bug out when we see all the bloodshed that's coming to this place.
It's like somebody about to punch you in the stomach, and you see the punch coming. It's still gonna hurt. You still gonna feel it, but you're gonna be able to handle that impact more, as opposed to you just walk in and you
can brace for it.
Exactly.
You see it coming.
I got something. I got demon mad, ain't she?
Man, yeah.
This is 2 Timothy 2:2 in the NLT. It says, "You have heard me teach things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. Now teach these truths to other trustworthy people. You will be able to pass them on to others. Endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach."
Yeah, he said endure suffering with him, man. Hey, when we go into Isaiah 53 and you look into Yahushua's walk, it say he was a man acquainted with grief. Hey, that acquainted means what he was familiar with, man. It was something that he always had to deal with. Hey, so understanding the walk that we're in is not the servant greater than, it's not the master greater than the servant. So we have to go through the same things, man.
Bro, the very definition of following somebody, right? Somebody's walking and you behind them, you're going where they're going. As Yahushua said, we're going to drink of that same cup. Obviously, it's not going to be to the same extent, but we're going to have to go through our own portion of hell along the way.
Yeah, hell yeah. Each brother's salvation is tailored to that brother, to their level of faith, to their walk.
It says, verse 4, it says, "Soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them. And athletes cannot win the prize unless they follow the rules. And hardworking farmers should be the first to enjoy the fruit of their labor. Think about what I am saying. The Lord will help you understand all these things."
And that's the goal, man. Is to make sure that in the end of all of this, that we are able to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
I'll jump. Read this one. It's verse 10. It says, "So I am willing to endure anything if it will bring salvation and eternal glory in Yahushua Mashiach to those the Most High has chosen." This is a trustworthy saying, if we die with him, we will also live with him. If we endure hardship, we will reign with him.
And that, if I can jump in, hey, and what are you dying? How are you dying? You're not physically dying, okay? You're dying when you separate yourself from the life of this world, okay? From the cares of this world. That's how you die in righteousness in this thing. By separating yourself from the things that people consider life, entertainment, the flesh, and then you start to see spiritual things.
And the scriptures say, put off that old man, mortify him, right?
Yep.
Which means to off him, man.
Yep.
Right? Because that man, that old man, he was stuck in that way of the American society, man.
Yep.
He was worried about the cares of this life. He was worried about living rather being dead into this world and living to Yahweh Shai, man.
The old man was Epicurean.
Yeah.
You think, when you think about it, when you come into this thing and it hardens you, you actually embrace death. Versus when you was in living in ignorance and you took hold to the Epicurean aspect of life, you feared death. You feared that concept. Which even talks about that in Wisdom, the second chapter, Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. You know, you think that, man, if I die now, I won't be able to experience and enjoy the things that are present. So let me live it all out right now while I can. That's the mindset of this world. Versus us, we became hardened, you know, to this thing. So now we like, hey, if we die, we ain't missing nothing. Because guess what? Hey, the die is gain. But we know that we're gonna gain it eternal with Yahweh Shai. The Lord already, he made the world. So of course, us being joint heirs with him, he gonna grant us a portion in this world. So right now, this let the nigga basically let all the losers have this. This is the consolation right here. You know,
world, but
it's a loser's prize.
It's gonna fade away, man.
Yeah.
Like they a lot of people add when they say in the world when somebody died, oh, he had so much, he was so young, he had so much life to live. No, he had you know, more wickedness to commit in the earth.
Yeah.
The nigga died for a reason. You know, but now we understand death. That's why we have, you know, this is why we've been hardened. Because now we have a purpose, man.
I'll finish this verse and then verse 12. It says, if we endure hardship, we will reign with him. If we deny him, he will deny us. If we are unfaithful, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny who he is. Yep.
Faithful, true Calvin said right there, right?
Go ahead,
Yeah, quick reset. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 7. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair.
You know why we're not in despair and distress? Because we know that this is supposed to happen. We're prepared.
Because it's given a duality of both, right?
Yep.
We have the fate that the 2/3 are going to meet versus the fate of the elect, man. So can you read it again, Brother Shem? Read it again.
We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Prosecuted, but not forsaken.
Yep.
Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Yahweh Shai Mashiach, that the life also of Yahweh Shai might be made manifest in our bodies.
And going back to what this brother said earlier about how you gonna go through it anyway, in some form or fashion.
Exactly.
But you don't understand that you going through it more when you in the world and you disregarding Yahweh Shai. You gonna get fucked up. It's gonna consume you. We all gonna go through it. But like I said, we are not forsaken. The Lord, he has his eyes on his elect, his servants, in the sense that he's gonna take them out of it. He's gonna preserve them through it.
Hey, God, was not King David surrounded by an army and troops? And what happened? The Lord delivered them out of it. Hey, any other regular person, hey, they would have succumbed to it, man. Because what? They weren't with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So the Lord protects his chosen, his elect. So he's going to do it again.
The Lord gives us the strength to be able to handle multiple things coming at us at once. You know, that's what it takes. It's going to take mental fortitude, strength. The Lord start just throwing curveballs at you just to see. You know, are you going to deny Him? Or are you going to get weak? Or are you going to say, all right, I'll see where this is coming from. You know what? Let me sharpen myself. Let me harden myself to it. Whatever the Lord throws at me, let me just harden myself just to take off the impact. You know, like one of the elders, Elder Mawatazat in the LA camp, the head brother, he had shared a video, and it was a monkey and a
Cobra.
It was a cobra right there.
Oh, yeah.
And the cobra just was snapping at him. You know, I think he even bit him. And the monkey, he showed no emotion to anything that was happening. He was just letting it happen, and then he was like, you know what? He just picked the damn cobra up and put it around his neck and just like I'm gonna wear it. This ain't nothing to me. I done been through so much shit. This little snake bite ain't shit to me.
Cobra was like still like wasn't even stinging no more.
Yeah, he just it froze him like what the yeah, he was just like, oh shit. You know?
That's how these afflictions go. You
Yeah.
get hardened into it.
Yeah, it don't phase you like that anymore.
Like you said in Sirach, you know, be cheerful with our change to the lower state.
Yep.
And you gotta rock affliction like a linen robe, man.
It's honestly a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor. It's like wearing the wounds of your house child. You know, it's like wearing the blood of the lamb on the doorpost on you now to destroy your nose. I'm not going to destroy this. You know, it's almost like that. You gotta see it. The things written in here are to be applied spiritually to us, so we can see and have hope. That they're like we see miracles when we read these scriptures. These ain't just fairy tales. These are miracles of things that are accounted in the history of our people and of the heathen, you know, of the world. So when we see them and we believe in them, these other people don't even know. Oh, we heard that JC walked on water, but you don't know why Peter was able to walk on water and why he failed. This is what we get into. Of it being a reality, not just being a story. I know y'all got precepts. You still have one. He had one too, and I know y'all got some.
Philippians 1:28 in the GMT. Don't be afraid of your enemies, always be courageous. And this will prove to them that they will lose and that you will win.
That monkey, right?
Because it is Yahweh who gives you the victory. For you have been given the privilege of serving Yahweh Shai, not only by believing in Him, but also by suffering for Him.
I love the word they use, their privilege. We've been given the privilege to serve Yahweh Shai. You know how that's that badge of that's the mark from Ezekiel the 9th chapter. You've been given that. You've been given that gift of faith on you. And the way you move now reflects whose mark you actually have on you. You got a beast mark on you. A lot of these 2/3 got the beast mark on you.
Like that county said, Paul I know, Yahweh Shai I know. Right? He's showing forth ownership.
Yep.
Right, and we understand that now. We're once you depart from evil, you make yourself a prey.
Yep.
So we're prey right now.
We're targeted.
Targeted, you know. So this devil, he's gonna throw everything he has.
Yep.
He's not gonna fight fair. It's not gonna be a fair fight. So we gotta remember that, you know.
And like the brother mentioned, how those demons, you know, they recognize us, but even though they recognize us, they see something is, you know, something is special. You know, they're serving the Heavenly Father,
Yes.
but it still agitates them and it makes them want to get us even more.
Yep.
So that's go ahead.
No. I was gonna give you a quick example. That demon that came up earlier, when the brother was reading, he said Yahweh Shai Mashiach. The demon turned around and faced the pole, and then eventually, shortly after, walked off. So these demons, they know.
She was talking shit down there.
Yeah.
She got close and realized she got close. You could feel the
Yeah.
energy of it. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
So I looked at her, and that's when she came up close. It was like,
had her eyes covered when the thing hit.
Yeah,
She
she did.
exactly
She turned
found
around,
way.
faced the pole.
This ain't for me.
Man,
Matter of fact, I need to get the fuck out of here. The other one, whoever that was,
He-
he just turned around.
yeah.
Didn't even want to come through here.
That's why when it says in there, don't fear the enemy, man, because you gotta already have your mind stuck on. We already got the victory. The scriptures say many are the afflictions of the righteous. Okay, we want to get to that position of righteousness. We got to go through affliction. Like the brother said, we've been equipped already with everything that we need to get through whatever come our way. But at the same time, we gotta exercise it. We gotta prove ourselves. The Lord give us the tools. You pray for it, and He's like, okay, use it.
So that if I may real quick, just to add to what you said about the tools and everything, right? There's protocols and etiquette that we're really learning. The way to conduct ourselves. There's a certain way that we are supposed to conduct ourselves. At certain times, you pray. Certain situations you're supposed to pray. Certain situations you fast. Certain situations you just take the L. All right, demon, you got it. Or you go, and you got it, and nigga, you got it. Don't even worry about it. I don't need this win right here. I don't need a win right here. This is meant for me to not want that L. Want that victory in this situation.
Sometimes you laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because you already know in the spirit.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get this.
This another one of them. I see it.
Yeah.
And you just turn with the punches, man.
Yeah.
You turn with it.
That's exactly what the monkey did.
Yeah, you just turn with it and accept it, but understand in the process. You know what I mean?
That's the point.
Sometimes it's even you not saying something.
Yeah.
Or speaking on something that you show you take the L.
Yeah. That's part of the tools. Like the Lord give you a toolbox, but you have to know what tools to use in what particular situations.
The right tools, the right tool for every job.
Exactly.
That job easy.
And that comes with experience to use certain tools. Because when you first come to the truth, we always say brothers want to tell the world about the truth, and they're Israelite. But as time goes on, you use that knowledge that you obtain wisely.
This nigga smelling a cigarette. I'm
Even with family, like he's like, these niggas talking about,
That's why that preparing your soul for that temptation. That's not just a one-time thing. When you come into the truth, that's a consistent thing going through the truth, through this journey.
Yeah, if I can,
One more verse. Now, Philippians 1:30. Now you can take part with me in the battle. It is the same battle you saw me fighting in the past, and as you hear, the one I am fighting still.
Yeah, he said, now you can take part in the battle because you're equipped. When we go into the book of Ephesians, the 6th chapter, right? And it speaks about all the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the spirit, the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And these are all the pieces of the armor that you need in order to fight. And it said, most importantly, the sword of the spirit, man, which is what? The word of Yahweh Shah. So without that equipment, hey, you're vulnerable. So you want to make sure that you're using the tools and have on your equipment, and so that you're able to withstand the battle that's at hand, man.
That was it?
Yes.
Romans 5:1 in the Amplified Bible.
Yep.
It says, therefore, since we have been justified, that is acquitted of sin, declared blameless before the Most High, by faith, let us grasp the fact that we have peace with the Most High and the joy of reconciliation with them through our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Through him, we also have access by faith into this remarkable state of grace in which we firmly and safely and securely stand. Let us rejoice in our hope and the confident assurance of our experiencing and enjoying the glory of our great God, the manifestation of his excellence and power. And not only this, but with joy, let us exult in our sufferings and rejoice in our hardships, knowing that hardship, distress, pressure, trouble, produces patient endurance. And endurance, proven character, spiritual maturity, and proven character, hope and confidence, assurance of eternal salvation. Such hope in the Most High's promises never disappoints us, because the Most High's love has been abundantly poured out within our hearts through the Holy Spirit who was given to us.
And we all got the same goal, right? We all want to be as we all want to be as that fine goal, right? So in order to be as that fine goal, we got to go through the fire, man. And it's like you said, we have patience by way of faith, because by us understanding what we're going through, the Lord, aside from us, being punished for our deeds in the flesh, the other aspect of it is we're getting what we asked for. We going through this process because the Lord is perfecting us.
And a brother, he mentioned the word experience. The experiences is the actual trials that the Lord put you through. You start to build your spiritual durability up by these different afflictions that occur. You know what I mean? How else are you gonna get them gains if you ain't putting in the work and going through that experience, man?
Tearing the muscle,
Building it up, you're gonna suffer muscle soreness.
Yep.
You might have to get into an ice bath. That's uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
Sitting in
Ice
that
bath
bath of
feel
ice.
good when your muscles
Yeah.
on
But
fire
your
and
yeah.
sore.
But afterwards,
It helps you recover.
you feel different. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
That's a power.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm in there faint, bro.
We took that discipline and patience, that spiritual patience going through that suffering.
And now that you're so accustomed to it, it don't bother you anymore. So you like, man, I'm finna max out now. I'm finna step it up. And yeah, it's gonna be more painful, but hey, I already know what that feels like. I already know what it takes. But look at the results that it yields.
Start seeking that feeling.
Yep.
Start embracing.
Yeah, I like it.
I got a pre.
Yep.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and 14 in the GNT. Put earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature.
It kind of like, I think I know the elders. They said, I believe the apostles as well. They were like, hey, you do gotta be a little crazy, to believe. You do, because we're talking about the impossible being done. So in order for to have that mind state, people do gotta look at you. Well, the world is gonna look at you as if we're bugged out.
Yeah.
Hey, but we understand we looking at the world because they actually bugged out.
Right. Yeah.
So hey, it's like go ahead, bro. No, excuse you.
But the Lord said, He's gonna work a work in our days that we ain't gonna believe, though it be told unto us.
He said that what's the other one said that they would not be able to gainsay nor resist. Like, damn, I know you've been out there a long time with them signs and all that, and these garments and whatnot, but I see y'all winning though. How are y'all winning? Well, because I was out there with them signs, them garments.
Yeah.
That's why these lesser hurdles and different afflictions that we go through now is very important for what's to come, man. 'Cause that's what gives us the faith. Because when we get in a minor car accident, or we get a flat tire, or we get fired from a job, or when we go through these little bit of things and the Lord sustains us in that time and then delivers us from it, how much more in a time where it's a situation where if you have a worldly mindset, ain't no way out of this shit, right? There's no way I can be able to get out of this. But the Lord He's gonna make it possible. He's gonna do it.
Right.
That's why it's no room for fear, man, and doubt. Right? The definition of doubt is fearing the possibility of things to happen.
Yeah, get them hypotheticals out your head and really just deal with the reality of the Most High dealing with you as He does with His Son. It's gonna be bumps. It's gonna be hurdles. It's not meant to be a smooth ride, man. You don't want your son to be soft, so you gonna. Hey, I'm gonna get you into football. I'm gonna get you into this. I'm gonna get you into jujitsu. I'm gonna put you, through some real rough discipline because I don't want you to have to deal with life.
Yeah.
And you all soft as fuck because you ain't never went through nothing.
Tumbling, that's a good one for little kids because it teaches them how to fall. And how to roll with it and all, literally how to deal with things like that. Falling is an analogy for many types of falling. So those are good things that you want, so they can accept blows and be able to push them off. Be able to handle them and deal with them.
It's bad enough to never have went through anything, but everybody grew up different. But it's another thing where you don't have the expectation that eventually I will go through something. When you just think that you're gonna cruise through life, carefree and easy, that's when it's gonna be the worst for you, man.
And you remember the movie Purge Anarchy? Talk about the dude that was prepared, he was a soldier, whatever he was.
Oh, yeah.
And the women that had no clue. You know who was the worst off in the whole movie? That couple. The ones that was kind of arguing about their own shit. Remember,
Car broke down.
Car broke down, right? They were like, they seen it, like, oh no. They were in the worst situation because they weren't prepared mentally for nothing that was about to happen.
But
He
it was,
couldn't change a tire.
you know, it was
He couldn't
crazy.
shoot a gun.
They, in the movie, they told them if they knew it was gonna happen before.
Yeah.
So why not? Hey, I ain't going to work today. I'm just staying at the crib. That's like Jake. Jake knows we're telling him, yo, this is going to happen. Famine, pestilence, the government shutting down everything, the money, war, MOTB. What is Jake? Jake just like that couple. Damn, wait till the last minute.
Yeah, the sun already starting to get low in the sky. They still out. What the fuck y'all doing? Why y'all still out?
Yep. Let me finish this.
They're not going to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
You know, real soldiers, they adapt to any environment.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's used to one type of environment and it's usually always safe and comfortable, the very second they get exposed to a different environment, they fucking lose their shit. That's why you see a lot of these Edomites. That's how you know that they're not built for adversity. Any slight hardship, they're ready to end it.
Yeah.
They're ready to just,
take the whole family out.
Yeah.
Man, no more TikTok. Let me kill myself.
Jumping off buildings. People jump.
It can't be a spiritual weak ass Edomite.
People jump.
It can't be an Edomite in the spirit.
No, hell no.
People jump in 2008, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't know how to deal with adversity.
Jake be like, fuck it.
The quality of endurance is really for a lot of people that's poor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like rich people don't have that quality.
Exactly.
They're not prepared for it.
Accustomed to everything happening.
That's why it's gonna be so hell for the elites.
Oh, yeah.
For the first seconds in the kingdom.
Oh yeah.
That's that parable of Lazarus and the rich man. When he says that, can you dip some water and tip of your finger some water and then cool my tongue?
Yeah.
You barely just got there. You already need him to cool it down already.
You just got it.
You ain't went through that yet.
Yeah.
We ain't cracked the whip yet.
Gotta work 6 hours at least.
Man.
It's been like 4 hours for your first 15 minute break.
Yeah.
And the agony and the torment is going to be that ain't no way out of it.
Yes.
It's no way. It's no. You can't buy your way out of it.
Drink the whole cup.
Yeah.
You gotta drink every drag of it, man. We drunk it. And we come.
Yeah.
We drinking it to this day, man.
All of us gonna take sips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As Jacob's trouble here, we're gonna still be sipping on that.
It ain't gonna be better
Y'all gotta
tomorrow.
swallow it all day.
You know, for E. It's the next day. It's gonna be worse and worse and worse. And like our captivity now, each day that passes is getting better for us. At least the hopeful elect that's out there enduring and going through this shit. And we at the same time we see this place falling. We see the prophecies coming to pass.
Comforted.
Yeah,
Comforted.
hell yeah.
You know?
I was just thinking, like, man, I can't wait till. Well, we almost at that point, but we not there where you could look at a brother like, yo, it's happening. Like, we can see it, but like, yo, it's MOTV. It's
Till ice pull up on the block.
yeah,
You know what I mean? At least that.
yeah. He's like, yo, it's happening. It's like we gonna have the biggest smiles on our face. Like, hell yeah, like, about fucking time.
They don't got that spirit.
Nah.
Shit, just like they don't got no mercy. When Jake sitting there crying their eyes out, bawling. Hey, when you crying your eyes out, begging and pleading, that's gonna turn us up.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have absolutely not 1 ounce of empathy or nothing, man. No mercy.
Let me finish reading this, bro, so I can. Verse 15, put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly. You have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. As the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon its people will multiply.
It didn't say add, it said multiply. Woo. It's gonna be exponentially going greater and greater. You got something?
Yeah. This is Micah 2 and verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it's polluted. It would destroy you, even with a sore destruction."
It said, arise and depart, man. Which, again, as we already said, it's talking about mentally first. You know, mentally and spiritually separating yourself, so that when the physical, starts to manifest, you're not surprised. Like the brother said, when we start seeing this shit happen in front of us, okay, it's not gonna surprise you, but even more so, it's gonna make you happy because you had this anticipation already. That's what it means to put off the weak nature, man. Because the weak nature is it's attached to not going without food. Man, I'll never forget this Jake I used to work with. He told me, like, hey man, I just gotta have my 3 meals a day, man. I don't know what I'll do. Like when it was around lunchtime, this nigga used to be starting to get jittery and shit. Like, man, Jake ain't gonna last when food it's not gonna be a choice. It's gonna be unavailable, but just it's not gonna be a choice though.
Yeah, like Apostle Paul, he said fasting often or oft. Hey, that's not necessarily because he chose to fast that day. That's because it wasn't no food for him to eat. So he was forced to fast. Right? These people ain't used to that type of hell, so to speak, man. They still eat McDonald's.
That's gotta be the place that gets you the fastest. I can't call it food, but you know what I'm saying, the fastest food in your mouth.
Yeah, they perfected that
The speed, everything. I don't know if y'all seen the McDonald's food. These motherfuckers moving like boil oil.
They got the formula.
Get this bullshit in fast.
I looked up that word rest in Micah 2 and 10. And the Hebrew word is mananacha, and it says consolation, specifically matrimony. Hence, concretely, on a bold, comfortable, ease, quiet.
Hey, I like that word, consolation, because the ones that are rest was said, Luke, where it says you have received your consolation.
Want to you that are rich.
Want to you are rich because you have received your consolation. It's like I say that's consolation is second place prize.
And that's
first loser.
And that's not, it's talking about monetarily, but if you can be rich in this society, just in the freedom, the benefits.
Yeah.
There's many different ways to be rich.
Or something be rich in the spirit.
And one of the things I think about, like dealing with all these word associations with that word rest, when Yahushua told that parable, when he bid everybody to the feast, and you had these men that began to make excuses, and one of them was like, man, I just married a wife. That's dealing with matrimony. So he was at rest. I'm too comfortable to hop up and join and put in this work that you're trying to have us put in. I'm too comfortable. Like, I just married a woman. Like, I'm not in a space to be trying to go out there and get
Be away from her, baby.
locked up and stoned. And,
Did the other one say I just bought some land?
I just bought some property. So you plan on resting.
You
This is your consolation prize. You good.
You plan on prospering off your land.
Right.
Yeah.
Very much
I got to pray. You had something you reading, Professor? So like this.
Right, that was it.
I got Matthew 11 and 28. Come, this is Yahushua speaking. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
He said, I will give you rest. So we gotta wait. You trying to go establish your own righteousness, you trying to go bring peace unto yourself, it's gonna be short-lived, man. It's not the real thing.
Kobe had a saying that a teacher told him. He said, rest at the end, not in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, finish the task, then once you complete, then you'll have rest. but that extra work that you did won't pay the difference. It's like, why would you cheat, come short of the line? You know, go all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Do it to the end is what we're talking about, right? Then when you're done with the work, then you can rest. And that's when he will give you rest at that moment.
But when I used to run track in high school, my coach used to tell me, finish strong, finish strong. I just seen the video yesterday. This guy, they was running this race, some kind of marathon or something. And he was in first place and everybody was way behind. And he was like this, finish line right there. He like, and then he started to walk. Some guy came zooming past him and got first place. That's how you got to finish strong, man. Like the brother, he quoted, run that you may obtain. Don't ease up at the end. That's when you're supposed to go the hardest.
That's when you're supposed to get your kick, your final kick. You know, you see those Hamites, when them motherfuckers be running 26 miles and 20 miles, it's like you be thinking, where the hell do they get this energy from? And that last mile, they running faster than they did the whole race. That's that kick that, that through the Spirit the Lord has given us to at the end of this to endure. You know, we ain't supposed to be getting tired and getting settled on our leads and shoot, I'm good, I'm in the camp. Like hell no, that means you got to work even harder. What is it called to make your election calling the election short? Yeah.
And that goes into having balance as well. Like when it comes to these long distance runs and these marathons, you have to know yourself. You have to know your stamina and your energy levels, because if you go too hard, too fast, you're gonna burn out. If you go too slow, you're not gonna win. That's part of examining yourself.
This 2 Thessalonians 1. I'm gonna start here at 3 in the NLT, and it reads, "Dear brothers and sisters, we can't help but thank the Most High Yahweh for you, because your faith is flourishing and your love for one another is growing. We proudly tell the Most High's other churches about your endurance and faithfulness in all the persecutions and hardships you are suffering. And the Most High Yahweh will use this persecution to show his justice and to make you worthy of his kingdom for which you are suffering. In his justice, he will pay back those who persecute you. And the Most High will provide rest for you who are being persecuted. And also for us, when the Lord Yahweh Shai appears from heaven, he will come with his mighty angels."
I got one of the right with that. The word rest, right? Isaiah 28:12, to whom he said, "This is the rest wherewith he may cause the weary to rest." And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. A lot of people ain't gonna want to hear it because it don't sound convenient. This is where the rest really is, because we have a hope of the end. We can see the finish line. These people can't see the finish line. They're just running blindly in the dark. We have a light, the wisdom, and the prophecy to show us where the finish line is.
Well, they're running for temporary goals. If I could just, run this race a little bit to obtain this or attain a good job, or like, nah, that's not what we running this race for. We running this race to get salvation, to have our slate washed clean by Yahweh Shai, being part of that number, being part of the elect.
You don't want to be the person that you got to drive. You got a 300-mile destination, but you want to be so comfortable. You stopping at every exit, at every AM PM. Stopping and getting you a big ass big gulp, hot dogs, and all that bullshit, nachos. Then you drive, and then the next exit, man, I gotta stop again, man. I gotta give me a Snickers, a Red Bull, you know what I mean? And then before you know it, you ain't getting no fucking break. You done spent up your money, buying and stopping at every stop, buying a bunch of bullshit just so that you can satisfy your flesh. And now you ain't getting nowhere. Now you ain't even got no gas money to finish the ride out.
Right.
And that's the term of the left too that we're talking about.
Yeah.
got this. Since you said that, I got this quote by Marcus Aurelius. It says, "Rest is for recharging, not for indulgence. Take only what is sufficient for your health and vitality."
That's the going back to second Esdras. Get you ready to the battle, right? And be even as pilgrims. So, you know, people that are like a pilgrim, they know that they don't have no set dwelling place. So wherever they are for the moment, they're going to utilize the resources there and then keep it moving.
Yeah.
But they say make the best out of every opportunity.
And that's what we do in this life.
Yep.
We're just using the world, but not as abusing it. Just to get day by day, to serve the Lord until we make it to the finish line. You know?
You're gonna learn one way or another that just because you have an opportunity, not every opportunity is meant to be taken. Sometimes it's a test.
Yeah. Some things can be a blessing the most High on your bone and give you some relief. Then there's times when it's like, that's a bit more of a temptation right there. You know? You're gonna have to know in the spirit.
Dominoes, all money and good money.
All money and good
I can throw this big 10 up there. You get 20 on the board, but now they unlock all the fines, unlock the game up with them, you know, just using worldly and it's the same thing. You can run yourself into a dead end where you know.
I got a did you read 1 Corinthians 4 and Ashiar? No. 1 Corinthians 4. I thought someone read it.
Yeah, more.
Oh, Shalaki, bro.
Yeah.
Shalaki.
It's continuing on. It says, "Too much rest, like too much food or drink, defeats its purpose, weakening the body and dulling the spirit."
Yep.
Going to that precept we always quote, man. See what is evil for thy soul, and give not that unto it. Throughout this race, you know, you gotta have that. You gotta have that balance, man. Constantly, you know, examining yourself. You know, constantly scanning, so to speak. You got it, bro.
I had 1 Corinthians 4 and 1 Corinthians 4 and 10. I probably did. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. 11th point. Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. It's like your brother said, we like pilgrims, you know. If
That's another
yeah,
we always like to bring up with that scripture, particularly I like to bring it up what he said in Heat. He said, don't attach yourself to anything that you're not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat before you get around the corner. And what that means, to transfer it to spiritual terms, is don't be attached to anything in this world that can pull you out of this truth.
yeah.
That's going to compromise, you know, your faith, your belief.
We were told to remember Lot's wife.
Yeah.
You know, she couldn't walk away. This Lot, he had substance.
Wow, that
And
was
you know, she was living good. She had a bunch of expensive jewelry, probably shit like, you know, women get attached to diamonds and shit like that.
your modern day. I mean, would be your modern day. Shit, Jeff Bezos probably. You know, with the substance that he had,
So
That's it.
she was
and he lost.
She's living way better than them Hollywood housewives.
I was thinking Kardashian
Yeah. Yeah, keeping up with the Kardashians and shit. Like, she was living way better than all them bitches, man. So that's why she couldn't, when it was time to get up out of there, she couldn't let it go.
Yeah,
She was attached.
she was left as a monument of an unbelieving soul. You know?
You know, I'm thinking of Job. But Job's wife and Lot's wife is the same. I'm thinking Job had substance like your modern day.
You have the same mindset.
Jeff Bezos, but the wives had the same mindset. You know.
And you can be attached to something that's a part of this system, or you can be attached to something that you can lose. You know, it can be a person that you're attached to that you can lose. You know, but it can also be somebody that you don't lose, but they're attached to the system, and they try to pull you and you know get you to be attached to it. It's like something they may be intertwined with this system that's coming, and you're supposed to be separating yourself from it. You may not lose it, but in order for you to keep it, you gotta go in with the system.
Somebody getting that in was that Matthew 16? Somebody can grab it 16 and start like around the 24th verse.
I'm gonna let y'all know whenever one of us call a precept that one of that y'all should be racing with it. That I mean apostles be on it, man.
Yeah, 16
I'll
and
let Big Cat
you could probably start at like the 23rd verse.
It's Matthew 16 and 23. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of Yahweh, but those that be of men. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
What does that mean? Let every man deny himself. What does that mean?
Flesh and lifestyle that you hold
Deny all these attachments. Anything that can cause you to lose your focus in the Lord. You know, it's time to deny it. Even if it's blood related. Your own family. Because not every family member is gonna, walk into this thing with you. The world has, some of our favorite, siblings or loved ones. The world has it.
Yeah.
You got to come to that acceptance.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to drag them into the truth. You ain't going to be able to force it down their throat. You got to continue to keep pushing. Or unless you got so much love for them that you're willing to sacrifice your salvation.
For some of us, there'll be a temptation
For that, yeah.
to pull you out of this thing.
Yeah.
Like you said that quote about don't get attached to anything that you're not willing to let go of in what 15 minutes?
15 seconds.
30 seconds, 15.
Really, you're not supposed to be attached to anything. That's not saying you're not gonna love your wife, you're not gonna love your kids. But as Yahushua said, you got that.
I got a precept that's perfect.
Go ahead.
We was actually talking about it this morning. This is Luke 14 and verse 26. It says, "If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and his wife and his children and his
That's
brother."
why when you look like it, brother, that's why when you go into these words, you can't just take that word hate at face value.
Right.
It don't mean I hate you. It don't mean that. It means you don't prefer this above this.
Right.
That's all it said. You gotta choose between the two. Well, that's the one I gotta let go. The list of things you named, not this.
No.
Just like going back into the law, you have you have two women, and you have the one that's loved and the one that's hated. But the one that's hated, it doesn't necessarily mean you hate her. It just you prefer the other one over her. But the one that, according to the law, the wife that you don't prefer, she has your firstborn son. The inheritance still got to go to him, regardless of who you prefer. So it's the same thing. In this world, you're naturally going to be gravitated to your family. Jake is, well, I don't know about now, but back in the day, you were more family oriented. So, you cherished and prioritized your immediate family. And don't get us wrong, we're not telling you to dismiss your family. You're still supposed to, if you have a household, you're supposed to take care of your household. Or you'll be counted, that's what do you say? You counted as an infidel. But you're supposed to prioritize this over anything.
Understanding that everything is the Most High's first, anyways. Your kids, your wife, yourself. You want to finish that, bro?
Yeah, come. I'll start from the top. This is Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father,
They said, if any man come to me, going back to what it said in Sirach 2.
come to me and hate not his father and his mother, and his wife, and his children, and his brethren, and his sister, yea, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Bear his burden that this truth brings upon you. Because it is a feeling, like we quoted earlier, he that turns to righteousness makes himself a prey. The world's not going to identify with you because you don't eat pork no more. It's not going to identify with you because you don't like stink, nasty hoes that have scantily clad. It's not gonna
You
identify
don't worship
with
the
you.
woman like the average man in America do.
Right. If you don't know the
Heaven
score of
spirit.
pain,
Right.
the world ain't gonna identify with you like that.
If you don't have that mammon demon, it's constantly just chasing the bag. It's all about the bag. You know, it's about getting rich and dying trying and shit like that.
You're all right.
They'll call you a bum. They'll just call you a bum if you don't have that same mentality. Like if we would have lived like how the Lord and them was living, hey, you got certain Israelite groups because we don't live like up to their standard of living. They call us bums. Even though we got roofs over our heads, we got clothes on our bodies.
Not out here begging for money.
And we had to buy these buggy garments.
Yeah, got smartphones, cameras. But we'll wear that title though. Hey, we'll be bums for Yahweh Shem Shai. You know.
Going back to what the brother read earlier about not being caught up in the affairs of this life, in order to please Yahweh Shem Shai, in order to be those disciples, man. I got a precept too. You want it done?
I pretty much got it. So unless y'all want me to read more.
Yeah, and just to brother already broke it down, but the Lord wasn't specifically saying to hate your family.
Right.
All right, He's basically saying to love them less than you love me.
Yeah.
And if, right,
Because that
if
would
you
go
do,
against the law.
they're gonna have more persuasion over you than I do.
Hey,
You know,
it means you like, well, the word is misil, to hate, pursue with hatred, detest. So you would detest not your mom, but the life that they
Things
live,
that they do.
the things that they do.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
know.
separate you like when your mom is celebrating these pagan festivities.
I was trying to think of
You're gonna be like, Mom,
the world.
respectfully, humbly. I don't get caught up in those. I don't do this anymore. My faith, and I would love for you to have respect to my belief. What better way than to do that respectfully? You distance yourself respectfully.
If they ask you to do something, if you can do it, you do it.
Yeah. They try to beg you to come to church. No, I don't. No.
That's
Can you clean out my garage?
That's when
I
you
can't do it on camp
You
day.
can't get
Or the
mad.
Sabbath.
On the Sabbath day. They try to get you to do something on the Sabbath day. I had to go through this when I first came in. My mom was like, if I'm paying everything, and you under my roof, you gotta live my rules.
Hey, and it's not
That
being
motivated me to get the fuck up out of there.
Right.
But I had to deal with some of these things in the beginning.
And sometimes if your situation calls for it as an act of faith, you gotta still do that. Like if your employer say, like, who was that? What camp was that? I said, I know y'all working on the Sabbath.
Yeah, we tell our bosses we
We
ain't
ain't
coming
working
in.
on the Sabbath. It's not Sabbath.
Is that believers of the way?
Yeah.
them
Stop it. If you gotta work on the Sabbath, bro, you gotta work on the Sabbath, but acknowledge it and ask for forgiveness of that, to the Most High. But basically, you gotta do what you gotta do. Because why would you cut your foot off? Because that's what not going to work and getting fired. Like cutting your foot off so you can walk for the Lord. That don't make no sense. So to keep the walk going, you got to do what you got to do. And those afflictions are going to always be there when you got to make them decisions.
But it depends on the circumstance.
Yeah.
It's one thing, like, I need you to help me move. And this is this day, this is the last day, and this happened to be on a Sabbath day. Can you come and help me?
What the scripture say?
Yeah, Howard Shah gave a perfect
You're gonna
example.
go and get that lost sheep
Yeah.
and get them up out of that ditch.
Hey, you gonna get it, throw it on your shoulder, and rejoice.
Right.
Come on, yeah.
So that's an example. But if she's like, no, I need you to come and straighten up the house for me because we're about to throw a party tonight, and it's the Sabbath day. I object, Mom. Sorry. You know, we love you.
I come a day early. There's other things. There's other
Yeah.
ways.
Call me back tomorrow. I'll help you.
Help clean up. Yeah.
I'll help clean up tomorrow, but not today. She can, you know, she might get a little attitude or whatever, you know. Because at the end of the day, you know, our mothers, they still girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to deal with that at times. Even Yahweh Shai understood that when they was looking for him. She was like, you know, she came to Yahweh Shai, where you been at? Me and your father been looking for you. And how did he reply to it?
Woman.
To a lot of you, depending on the type of mom that you got, you say what the Lord said to your mom, she's probably about to bring out her backhand, man.
He was like,
Who you talking to? But you become of age, and which is never, you know, is looked down upon in this world, but you become a certain age, you become a man. And once you become a man, your parents really don't have that same jurisdiction over you.
Was how old he got? Your Howard Shah, was he like 12?
He was 12
Yeah,
years
12,
old when he
yeah.
started going up to the temple, you know, for worship. You know?
Begin to ask questions and
Yeah.
and expounding what he
Yeah.
understood already.
Yeah, man.
He had something too.
Just going to you know, the vision of the house like that, like I'm not gonna be able to do this or you know. Luke 12:51 and 53 it says.
It's a lot, yeah. And this is part of that suffering too.
Yes.
Some of this is part of that suffering. You won't deal with that with your family, or even your woman.
If you don't want your woman, your daughter, or your mother to have an attitude with you.
You go. It's a guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, it's a guarantee, man. You're gonna be dealing with it, whether you're dealing with your mother or you're dealing with your woman. Go ahead.
51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in 1 house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. You know, that's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to eat pork. You know, I'm not gonna be able to go to this. You know, that's where the division comes in. You know, the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother. The mother-in-law against her daughter.
My son is a part of some cult. I can't seem to get him out of it. I feel like I done lost my son. You know, or children coming against you because they like, well, I can't celebrate Christmas like all the other kids.
I want kids. You
I
got
want
the
gifts,
money.
yeah.
Kids be mad. You got the money. You ain't gonna buy me nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, I can't have a birthday party.
You give them scripture, they make like still.
Like, I don't want to hear that. A little woman.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Yeah. So it's gonna be divisions in the family over the things that you're doing.
Be surprised,
Things
you know,
that you need.
it's already written, you know, exactly.
And those divisions, they're only going to increase
Yeah.
as this society collapses.
Yep.
You know, right now, yeah, there might be a little division here and there in the household. But wait till fucking the food starts running out in the stores, and the job laid you off, and you're late. Now you can't pay your bills. Bank account is running very, very low. Are you gonna see the real division in the house? All right, woman gonna come up against you. Shit like that, man.
Everything's good when shit ain't going left, shit ain't sideways, but when shit get bad, you gonna see the division.
Oh, let me say this. This is important. And matter of fact, it's kind of quoted, not even really quoted, but just it's referenced in Matthew 13th chapter. But when you look at it, the brother brought up matrimony earlier. The vows of matrimony in sickness and in health, for richer or poor,
And what's the one was like adversity and in good times, something like that.
Yeah.
To that effect. Well, the truth is the same way. Things get rough. I don't jump ship. But we gonna watch the people of the world jump ship with you because they're not in matrimony with you like that. But we have to be in matrimony with the Lord like that, though. So when cares of the world come up, or what it say? What it say that come up and choke the word? You know, all these different situations that happen. Or here come the wicked one. Look, a woman gets seduced by another man, and because she out on girls' trip or girls' night out or whatever, and all of this stuff is gonna happen, man. You're gonna take these L's, but don't be that way toward the Lord. Somebody come around with a new idea, another doctrine. You ain't supposed to hop on that doctrine.
Right.
You're supposed to fight that off.
The woman can threaten you with taking your kids. That's a good one, right? So
If you don't get the MOTB,
right. If you don't,
Get out.
if you don't get out of that cult, you know, I'm taking the kids. I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
Some brothers been through that.
You know?
Several brothers have been through that.
And so, right there, what's the right decision, man? Go ahead, bro.
It's Sirach 6 and verse 7. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him. For some man or woman is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of trouble. And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
So just brothers mentioned, so Noah's wife, Lot's wife. There's gonna be a lot of men that's in that Lot's wife spirit too.
Yeah, some people they with you, they love you when everything, like brother said, when everything's cool, man. You know, he's a man. But as soon as trouble comes, fuck, they looking for that exit, the nearest exit.
real shit.
You know, they didn't sign up for this.
You gonna see.
People gonna tell you, I didn't sign up for that.
You gonna see if your woman is really down for you when shit get bad. When hey, you might have to sleep in your car, or in a shelter, or shit ain't gonna be comfortable.
Hey, you can't bring your shoe collection.
Yeah.
You got more, right?
One more. Sirach 12 and 8. It says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. If the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Even a friend will depart.
So we gotta get used to knowing that, hey, you're gonna be on your own.
When the heat comes, oh boy.
But you, even now, brothers know, when you at the crib by yourself, whether you got family or not, you understand that, yo, you in this by yourself. You know, yeah, your woman's with you, your family with you, but at the end of the day, you catching the hell. They ain't catching the hell. You know, you going through bullshit at your job and, you know, dealing with demons out there. They not really dealing with it. You know? And that's one thing, you know, you would like, when shit go down, you would like to be around brothers, but chances are you ain't gonna be around brothers. You know, if I say shit go down tomorrow, it'll be the last time I see you brothers. It could be, you know? So that's how the mentality you have to have about you in this by yourself.
Yeah. Now, but you're not.
You're not, but you know,
because not. But I don't mean because of us. I mean because that spirit that we're all connected into. Y'all got them, huh? I got it. Yeah,
I got Revelation 3 and 11. It's an Amplified Bible. It says, I come quickly, hold tight what you have, so that no one will take your crown by leading you to renounce the faith.
That's just so you don't be attached to it. That's back to that. Don't be attached to anything that can pull you out.
There's a Sirach 19 and 5. It says, whoso take pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned or damned, right? It says, but he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life.
Which is mostly what this world is about. You know, so to be attached to those things, you really attached to the wickedness.
That's what the Epicurean part comes into. We were talking about where that was it. Y'all want nothing else?
I got it.
It's Matthew 10, starting at 34.
Yep.
Don't imagine that I come to bring peace to the earth. I came not to bring peace, but a sword. I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Your enemies will be right in your own household. If you love your father or mother more than you love me, you are not worthy of being mine. Or if you love your son or daughter more than me, you are not worthy of being mine. If you refuse to take up your cross and follow me, you are not worthy of being mine. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for me, you will find it.
You give it up for him, not to whatever else, for him. Can you jump up to 28? Verse 28.
Don't be afraid.
You give it instead. Jake rather give it up for his pension,
Yep.
401k. You know, earthly treasures.
A lot of times people compromise their constitution within themselves for worldly things. Well, we built the new foundation of constitution in righteousness with the Lord, with his word, and we don't compromise that for nothing or nobody. You can, like his brother quoted earlier, we can use it and be a part of it as long as we can, but once it begins to compromise it, hey, we got a time to check out. 28.
Don't be afraid to lose. Don't be afraid of those who want to kill your body. They cannot teach your soul. They cannot touch your soul.
Yep.
Fear only Yahweh, who can destroy both soul and body in hell.
So why would we want to be with anything else?
Yeah.
You know? You got a little more?
No,
No, you got it.
it's 1 John 2:15.
Yep.
NLT. Do not love this world nor the things it offers you. For when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you.
Yep.
For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. These are not from the Father, but they are from this world. And this world is fading away, along with everything that people crave. But anyone who does what pleases Yahweh will live forever.
That's what Yahweh shot meant. That's what Yahweh shot meant when he said to deny yourself. You know, not only the temptations and the pleasures, but everything that has to do with this flesh. Because this flesh is of the world. It just said the world is fading away. So is this flesh, man. Nothing is set in stone. This is not. These things that this world offers is not enduring. It's not meant to be there forever. You know, like the brother put it, abusing the world that's not abusing it. Some things we do have to tend to. We gotta, acknowledge it to an extent, but it only goes to that, to that certain level, man.
I like to think of this current world, because this is, right now, this is Esau's world.
Yep.
This is his consolation prize.
Yeah.
His blessing. Since you want to cry and got snot running down your nose because you didn't get the blessing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you something, man. Here, you get the dew of the earth, the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven.
You get to live by the sword.
You get to live by your sword because you're a man of the field. Go ahead, man. And this is what we get. This is what you get right here, man.
Yeah.
This is for losers, man.
Yeah.
This would not be my idea of a kingdom.
Even if I was winning,
Come.
even if I was like rich, this shit is whack.
This shit is trash, bro.
Hey, LeBron James, they call this nigga King James, right? He's probably the top basketball player in the minds of people today. He's argued as one of the GOATs of the greatest ever of all time. Niggas is still robbing his house.
Right nigga on the fence.
Right. And his son ain't healthy. People are clowning his son for just trying to follow his dream. Like he
talking
can't
shit about him.
Wife talking shit. I kind of would rather be like. I mean, come on. Like you can't never fully win in a world like this.
Well, Solomon, he had it all.
Yeah.
He had it all and more.
Yeah.
And he came to the conclusion that, hey, this shit is worthless, man. It's all meaningless.
Yes.
You still die.
Yeah. And it goes to somebody else.
And your life is just full of worries and shit like that.
Yeah. Because everything that you possess here, like we said, detached from it, right?
Yeah.
Everything you possess
Take
here
it with you.
takes care.
Can't take
You
it
gotta
with
take
you.
maintenance on it or whatever.
You know?
You gotta be worried about it, people breaking through and trying to steal from you and taking it from you, and even your woman. All of this can be. That's why you're not supposed to hold on to none of this shit. Your
She can
kids
divorce you and take it.
Divorce,
a
yeah.
school shooter can come and take take your child out.
Yeah.
Trying to learn. Anything can happen.
I shouldn't have to put no damn boot on my car and the little
Little
wheel lock
club,
on my
yeah.
shit just to
It's the only
have a
car,
nice car.
to have to make it to work. And it's really so you can make it to work and to the store and shit. It ain't like this is I'm in a car club. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, this is basic shit. But this is the world that you cannot even rest in this world.
Yeah, even King David, you know, he ruled
Yes, sir.
Israel.
Yeah.
And King Solomon, they had royal bodyguards.
Right.
Well, what you need royal bodyguards
Right.
if this is your kingdom?
Right.
You know? That's why when Yahushua comes back, set up his kingdom and give us these new bodies with the spiritual power, anything you can do. Nobody can't do shit against you. And it's gonna be peace within Israel.
Yeah.
The heathen can't do nothing against you, so they're gonna be afraid to do so. So that's the true kingdom right there.
losing nothing. Then we gonna be able to enjoy everything in its perfection. Right now, everything is fucking corrupt. You deal with a woman, you gotta worry about her, being seduced by another man, or trying to take your shit, or getting a fucking STD, or whatever else, man. You deal with, your car you have a nice car, but your shit can break down. Everything, man. The food that you eat, you may be eating the best of the best food, but you don't know who's making your shit. It could be a woman on her period making your shit, or some faggot cooking your food.
They're subject to the shit.
I was just gonna laugh about that. All on my stream.
This brother has something. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Sure.
This is Matthew 19:27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, they that which followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of the glory, ye shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a promise, man. Hey, when Ezra seen the vision of Yahushua crowning those men, hey, that's the prize of the elect, man. Not only being crowned, but being delivered out of this place and not receiving of the second death. Hey, and on top of in my Father's house there are many mansions. If it was not, I would not have told you. So hey, we're about to inherit everything, man. Lord willing, we be those men, and it's gonna be a paradise that's unspeakable.
Right. 2 or 3 more years of suffering, and you can't compare it to eternity, man.
And this is the other side of the spectrum of dealing with the suffering.
Yep. This is what
We talking about all the suffering that we're gonna have to go through, but then this is the result of enduring and staying faithful through that suffering. This is what you're gonna get on the back end of that, man. Yahushua promised that.
I got something right there. I got a little more slack. You got it.
And everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or fathers,
Taking these
or
L's,
mothers,
taking the L's. Yep.
or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
So you get the innumerable of what you lost, and you get to live forever to enjoy it. 'Cause what good is making? Think about it.
They said 100-fold.
Yes.
100-fold.
Job only got
Got
double.
twofold.
He only got twofold. So Job, even after he went through it and got everything restored to him, we're gonna be living on an even higher level than that.
Exactly. Because he didn't live for eternity. We're going to get to live for eternity to enjoy all this.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah,
sense to have
Job still have to die
Yeah.
and leave his inheritance to others.
Yeah.
You
We're
know?
gonna be perfect. We'll have that law in us.
Yeah, the Lord's 100-fold ain't our 100-fold.
Right. Who was
No, he's finished.
No.
It's about the kingdom now. This one has an ending. Isaiah 45:17. But Yasharallah, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, a world without end.
Yep. That's the type of thing that we're looking for. Because in Romans, Paul said, I'm trying to think of the word. not parables, what's the word that verse is? What's that in Romans 8, like 19? Somebody grab it.
I got it right here.
You got it?
The afflictions.
Yeah, the afflictions.
Compared
You
to
got it.
the glory.
You got it.
Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time,
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Right.
Man,
Didn't the scripture say that the things that we're going through now is not going to come to our minds when we in the kingdom, man?
we ain't gonna think about how bad my niggas hurt right now. We never gonna worry about it.
Right.
I'm not gonna think about, you know,
Back pain.
yeah, concrete, standing on concrete,
'Cause-
cold.
Hey, what's that? Revelation 21, 22, where it speaks about how the Lord is gonna wipe away all the tears, the
Yep.
pain, the sorrow. You know, that's gonna. This all you got it. Try and bring it over quick.
Revelation 21:4.
Yeah.
And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying.
Hold on. No sorrow? You're not gonna be sad ever? Hey, Edomites and them still sad. Not just now because shit gets fucked up. They've been sad. Made me think of life. When the warden, he realized his daughter had slept with a slave. He was like, oh, when he saw the baby drown, he was pissed. He was full of sorrow.
It's a biggie.
We ain't gonna worry about none of that. You know? You gotta go.
Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Yep.
The curse.
Yep.
The curse is going to pass away. You know? We're not going to be under that curse anymore.
Can I get this in Isaiah 14 real quick? Just to back it up. And it shall come to pass that
Where is it at?
Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14 and 3 Salakia.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrows and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Brother, that's you're going on, bro. That's talking about
that-
when we came from Babylon.
Yeah.
According to that demon vocab, you know, that already took place already.
So we had servants.
So we had slaves.
Slaves.
We brought slaves from the Babylonian captivity
Into-
back to Jerusalem.
Into the Persian,
Persian Empire.
yeah. Come on.
Well, we were still slaves.
Yeah.
I got some.
This is Isaiah 54, and we start at 7. For a small moment that I have forsaken thee, but with great mercy will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, said the Lord thy Redeemer.
Although, hey, we always go into Deuteronomy 28, 15 on down, but we're going to get Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14 when we get it written in us. We're going to get that part where blessings are going to meet us. It's going to be at our fingertips.
I'm going to re-upload an old video that I did on that. It wasn't like a video that I did, like, actually speaking.
Yeah.
It was like a put together a video. I'm gonna put it up on the channel tonight. It was an old video and I want to re-upload it. Because really, when you look at a video like that, it still gives you comfort.
Yeah.
Whatever hell you might be catching, you watch the video, you be like, man, yes. Let me get my mind on that, man. You know, because it has to balance out.
Right.
You know, it has to balance out, man. You know, the scriptures say, hope deferred make up the heart sick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you want to, you know, as we catching this hell, you still want to
Pair it with the Lord.
come.
So you're focusing because that's
You still need some comforting.
right.
You know?
The difference is if we keep this up, we have hope that which hope goes to expectation. We have an expectation of far greater glory and things to come, and that's going to separate us from the people that don't know why this is happening and don't know when it's going to end. As we're working through it, and it's all going to be hard in the moment, but when we have this, it's going to make it easy. Like Stephen being stoned. Yeah, he's catching blows, but he had his mind on a higher glory, and it was almost painless for him.
I got to read something. Back you up. This is James 1:12. It says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life, which the Lord had promised them that love him."
Yep.
Isaiah 65 and verse 17. It says, "For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind."
And that doesn't mean planet risk or a whole nother planet is coming. That's not what that means. It's new conditions on the earth. Conditions based on righteousness in the earth instead of the wickedness is based in them. Okay, so all the evil and the thoughts of evil that the people do and perpetuate, all that's gonna get cleaned up.
All this
All
garbage,
all
this way of life here that we experience here in Babylon, and then we know that the whole world pretty much follows this place. So this whole system is getting fucking wiped out from our memories, even hopefully. I don't even want to think of this place in 1,000 years from now.
It's gonna be a refreshing, man. Like that reminded me of the scripture that says in the time of affliction there's a forgiveness. In the time of prosperity there's forgiveness of affliction. We talking about the ultimate time of prosperity, man. That's not
say the other verse, but in the time of prosperity, there's no more remembrance of affliction. I just wanted to make sure because that's in there as well. That's the part. Yeah, that's the part that matters the most. I know you meant to say that part, but I always mix it up so it happens.
Yeah, this current world is just filled. It's just filled with just overall, just straight up corruption. Just disease, infirmities. Infidelity, degeneracy, gluttony. Like everybody's got health problems,
and all those things are pushed, and it's applauded. You're rewarded in this society. All the wicked things that you just named.
Yeah, the lifespan is not where it's supposed to be. Everybody dying early, dying young. What they call it? They talk about the financial disparities between classes and the wealth gap. It's ridiculous. Super rich got fucking everything and then some. While you got people that don't have literally nothing. And they're gonna be that way in our kingdom, even though there's gonna still be a hierarchy.
We're
gonna be over everybody, but you ain't gonna have no homelessness in our kingdom.
Right, no homelessness, bro. That's how you know this devil don't even care about his own people.
He care about himself. They're covetous, man. But they said they envious themselves.
Yeah.
Cast away his vows.
So this world right here is gonna pass away with him.
Yeah. All these fucking lab-created diseases.
Well, lab-created meats.
Yeah, food. When they put lab-created diseases in your food.
Yeah.
This kingdom and all of the works and the ways of it, that it's gonna pass away too, man. Because if going back to what that brother read about how our tears and our sorrow and all of that's gonna be wiped away, the reason we going through all of that is because of the sin. It's because of the transgression. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, man. Is being righteous, man, and being able to finally, have the Lord be pleased with you. Everything else is gonna be a benefit, man. The immortality is gonna come with righteousness, and then we're gonna get to enjoy the world and then the other planets. Man, everything in this perfection.
This nigga Trump, he wanna go and bring the American flag to Mars and shit.
Oh man,
they can't put this shit on the moon.
Oh, you fucking up the planet. What are you gonna do over there? Just gonna pollute it and destroy it also. But that's wishful thinking. You ain't never going to.
You gonna bring fucking vaccines over there too?
Vaccines.
People on another planet gonna need your vaccines and shit.
TSA and shit.
You're gonna have a space virus and shit, man.
Bro. Now we gotta create a whole CDC for Mars.
Dude, it just weaponizes everything, man. It just uses everything that was the Lord created for you. But that stuff.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got 2 Peter
3.
3, yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Yup.
I'll start at 13. I'll
Matter of fact,
at
start
12.
off. Yeah, start at
Like 9.
yeah,
9
9 or 10. Yep. It's a duality when you start up a little bit.
2 Peter 2 and 3,
You third chapter,
3
right?
and 9. So like the Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some may count slackness, but is long suffering to us, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with the fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. See then that all these things shall be dissolved.
Let me break it down, because we understand, but for somebody that may not understand what all those things mean, how the earth should be dissolved? By what? Thermonuclear fire, right?
And
In the lasers of the chariots, the Lord of being. But World War III, for the gentleman that may just be listening, that may not know, but World War III, there's going to be nuclear missiles, ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles, that are going to be shot off on this place and certain other places of the earth. It's all going to be dissolved. Right? That's what that movie Oppenheimer was talking about. But read that verse,
somebody share information about how the temperature, how hot it gets when a nuclear warhead detonates.
Yep.
Like over 10,000 degrees.
No, it said for 1,000,000 Fahrenheit. That it gets that freaking hot.
And then
That's the only thing that can help all this that we see.
yeah. And then fires, they said the temperature was like 2,000, 2,500 degrees, and you saw what the fires did. So you said 1,000,000 degrees?
Yeah.
Like, so that's
breaking down the elements.
That's part of the way that the earth is gonna be restored, man.
Yeah.
With fire, it's gotta be cleansed. There's so much fucking disease, like we were saying. So much
trash,
filth in the air, the water,
chemicals.
Incinerating.
Yeah.
So you gotta be cleansed. You know.
Oh, and the idols too.
All that, yes, they gotta melt.
You have to, according to the law, the idols got to be burned. Yeah. America is filled with idols. Yeah.
Again at 10, 2 Peter
One here now.
3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the Lord, unto the coming of the Lord, where the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
New form of the earth.
Now, you know what coincides with that? Somebody give me 2 Ezra 7. 2 Ezra 7 start at 41. Because it's going to be multiple things that's all going to happen on that same day. Not only is the Lord going to purify his earth, but also something else is going to take place. Because how else is there going to be a new form of righteousness, right? Get that for me?
This is 2 Ezra 7 and 41.
Yep.
It says, even so now, seeing corruption is grown up and wickedness increased.
And that's under this current world. The world that's going to pass away with fervent heat. It's too much wickedness, man. Like you read in was that Joel, the 3rd chapter, about it says the fats overflow for the wickedness is great. Yeah. So this is going to be the Lord ultimately, you know, pressing that wine press. You know, this is a final stop to all the madness and evil and wickedness in the world. Go ahead.
It says, even so now, seeing corruption is grown up and wickedness increased, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it now be so? Wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide.
Yeah, there's no glory here. Not in this life. Not in this world.
You can't even have honor among men
Come.
in his life.
Everything is fading out. It's languishing. Passing away.
If women talk about sisterhood, there's no real sisterhood among women. You know, men have a real brotherhood and bond, but because of women and because of circumstances, because of dog-eat-dog race, we can't even really have that. This is the only real place that is true within this. And even still, we have to vet the next thing. You know? So that it be a common practice.
It says, therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
The day of doom shall be the end of this time. Going back to 2 Peter. The day that shall burn as an oven. You know, where the elements shall melt with fervent heat and great noise. You know, that's the day of doom. They're always moving their hand on that doomsday clock. So obviously they know we're getting closer to that time.
So I think of the word is for world is eon. Yeah, which means the time or age. That's what this age and time will say. That's why it says it's talking about time in this scripture.
Yeah, like when it says in 2 Ezra 6, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that follow.
Yeah.
Esau, that's the end of Esau's eon.
She missed time.
You know, that time is what basically that dealing with the vision that John had about the beast.
Oh yeah.
He was the deadly wound was healed. Yeah. And he came back with a vengeance and all his authority and power. He came back for a little season. And then it was his time to what? To go into perdition. Yeah. So that's how Esau is going to go into his perdition. It's through that fervent heat. Yeah. That sword is going to come down on Idumea. It's going to be bathed in heaven and come down upon Idumea.
Right. His world is going to come crashing down, man.
Yep.
Back to it, it says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come.
That's the beginning of Jacob. The world that beginning after Esau's world, that's when immorality is going to, I say immorality, that's Satan. Immortality is going to spring forth. You know, we're going to live for eternity. We're no longer going to be in sinful bodies. You know, we're trapped. You know, the Lord going to get us out of these chains of darkness, man. So that's going to be the beginning of that. So just imagine that. This is the end of their world in which they're going to die by way of the second death. They're going to melt. They're going to feel that fervent heat. But for us, that's the beginning of us living forever. No sorrow, no pain, no disease, no none of that. So that's like the beginning of heaven for us and the beginning of hell for them. You know? Go ahead.
It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past.
Apostle Paul broke this down.
Yeah.
Apostle Paul broke that down. 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. You know how, you know, when the Lord comes for his first fruit, you know, we're going to be raised incorruptible. You know, for mortal shall put on immortality. You know, and death is going to be swallowed up in victory. Where is thy sting, O death? And we're gonna change glory. We're gonna go from the terrestrial to the extraterrestrial, and that's basically the merging of a terrestrial body with a celestial nature. We're gonna have celestial capabilities, even though we're gonna have the terrestrial glory. So that means that we get to enjoy both the best of both worlds. That's heaven. You can't get no heavenly than that. Here on earth.
Because you're not limited by the one. The angels are limited by the celestial, and man on earth is limited by the terrestrial. So having both, you can interchange the both. And now that veil is removed of the holiest of holies because we're connected to the celestial in the terrestrial as well.
Who was the first one to do that?
Hey, example, Yahweh Shai, when he was risen and he appeared back to his disciples, how do you know that he was in his glorious form?
Mary, the one of Mary's couldn't touch him. He's like, you can't touch me because I'm, you know, whatever. He couldn't touch me.
But what also showed that he still had that terrestrial.
He shows where her hands all with the.
And what else did he do?
Oh, he ate fish, I think.
He took a piece of honeycomb and a fish and ate it. The angels, they don't really eat.
Yeah.
They're celestial. Right. Now you had angels do with Tobit, but also Abraham. He took that calf and fixed it up. He hooked it up. So yeah, we're gonna be able to eat, drink,
Make children.
Do what Jake like to do. You know? And we're gonna have to do it for relief of stress. We're gonna do it for the actual purpose of its intent, which was to multiply, propagate. On this side, we do a lot of it because it's just a stress reliever at this point. You know?
Hey, I was watching the live, and he said, man, everything is fucking, you know, everything fucked up. The only thing that's still, you know, pretty much the same is busting a nut. He said, but that was given from the Most High though. That can't be corrupted. Okay? But you know, like the brother is saying, we gonna be able to do that, but for the purpose that it was made for, man, to bring back the kingdom of heaven, man.
We're gonna bring back all 2/3 that died on the side.
That shows a separation too. When you look at Jake, all they talking about like, oh, the king will have women, bro. We're not gonna even be thinking about
Our
women in
mind
the
is so
kingdom,
much
man.
on
You know,
another level.
we have worlds to explore. Like,
We
literal
got
worlds.
nations to judge.
Bro. Bro.
It make it seem as if we're just gonna be like, yeah, man, like in the kingdom, we're gonna have all these women, bro, and that's just gonna be your focal point. Like, I'm just gonna be just up under my women for each day. Nah, bro.
Order that's happening.
Bro,
It's the government.
you gotta be one-dimensional to think that it's just gonna be about that shit. Busting nuts all day.
That's a byproduct, bro.
You in the wrong mindset to think that you only supposed to have one woman now. Now, obviously, it's based on your, you know, your situation. But as a king, this man, your woman now, she they say, oh, I don't spend enough time with you. Oh, you always gone. Hey, our women in the kingdom, man, they're gonna be lucky to, you know, to deal with us and to have our time then.
And they're gonna be making appointments.
I have you in year 328. I'll be there then, you know?
And I want to say this. We look at it, the way Jake's mentality is now busting a nut is for the enjoyment and pleasure of busting a nut. the real pleasure, we're going to be focused on that, is to enjoy the child that comes out of it. The children, we're going to enjoy the children that come out of it. It's just part of the process.
You're going to see generations being raised.
Yeah.
And you're not aging a bit.
Hey, your great
You see those
grandchildren, you get to play with your great
10th generation grandchildren.
Yep.
And you still look like you're in your 20s, bro.
Yep.
Ain't that movie in time?
Yep, exactly. Stop aging at 25.
Stop aging at 25.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, "That's
You
my
can go back to
granddaughter."
the time of in the beginning. You read like Genesis, the 5th chapter. You're talking about the sons of God and how many years that they lived before
Yep.
they went back to the spiritual realm.
Yep.
They was living hundreds of years, and they got we got a lot of children. So they were seeing, you know, their like 3rd, 4th generation grandchildren
Yep.
before they went back to the spirit realm.
I remember y'all saying when we first came, Methuselah lived to be like 969 years. That's dang, wow.
He was close to righteous.
He lived literally pretty much almost a century.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
It's like a millennium.
Yeah. He lived 9 centuries. Yeah.
That's just a tenth of that.
Yeah. We knew what you meant, but kind
No,
of.
he almost lived a full millennium.
His brother's killing us.
And being here in this place, fuck that.
Man, hell no.
I want to live over 100. I don't know. I'm looking forward to being 60 years in this motherfucker. You know? Like, back then it was different. This place is hell. So we're trying to get out of here ASAP.
And by 60, you still expected to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They ain't no retirement here now.
Yeah, you ain't getting no rest.
Imagine, you know, us brothers being younger, getting to 60 in this time.
It's not a glory anymore to get on in this kingdom. You know? That used to be a good thing. You know? Children will be able to come and ask you of the history, you know, and you receive the respect. But that's not even a thing anymore.
He got a precept right quick. Somebody not reading.
This is Isaiah 11 and 6.
This is from the comment board.
Okay.
The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid,
That's a goat.
and the calf, and the young lion, and the faltering together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and
Hey,
the
you ain't
big-
got to worry about anacondas swallowing your children.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about none of that.
Shit, in this society, people's dogs are like, you know, bring judgment upon their babies, man.
Yep.
And here it is, the scripture is saying that the child is going to be playing on the hole and is going to get to it
Yep.
of a poisonous snake, man.
Yep.
That's what the asp is.
The little kid is gonna lead these dangerous ass animals.
It says the
Around.
lion should lay down with the goats.
Yep.
Basically, they're going to be living in harmony.
Yep.
And the lion's going to eat straw to earth.
Yep.
Become a vegetarian.
That's right.
Yeah, I honestly believe the animals. It's like as if whatever vibration of the world is and
Yep.
the people and the state of it is how they're gonna be.
Yep.
The world is in a very violent, vicious, you
Yep.
know, cold vibration.
Carnivorous.
Con.
Yeah.
So the animals, they soaking up that vibration too.
Yep.
You know.
They also
So
mourn.
they're mourning, they're distressed. So of course they're angry, they're hungry. You know, they're tired,
They're forced to move their places.
forced to have to relocate because the ecosystem is out of whack.
It's easy.
So yeah, the animals are a lot more meaner right now.
Let me say this, and we were reading in Romans the 8th chapter. It also says in there, even the creature groaneth for the sons of
It
the
says
Most High.
waiting for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
There you go.
So they're waiting on our change.
Yeah.
Con.
When you get into that, it's really showing like the world can't wait to be like have the stress taken off them as well. The plants, the trees, the animals, the people, the land itself.
It can't finally wait to
Take a
to
deep,
breathe.
to exhale.
to exhale.
Yeah.
Right.
It needs a breather, man.
Think about all the tension right now in the world because of this devil.
Yep.
All the tension he's creating between these nations. They're all agitated. They're all, they got to prepare their people for war. And, they're uncertain because of this man.
What's dope about that is everything is starting to point to him. All the agitation is starting to squeeze him to where he's showing that he's being revealed. The world is revealing him because of all the agitation he's creating. Because he's not in trouble like other men. You know? Y'all got it. Oh, there's a little more, right?
Yeah, a little more. Isaiah 11:7. And the cow and the bear shall feed, and the young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the ass, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockroach's den.
Yep.
That's another poisonous snake.
Yep.
They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea.
Man.
They're gonna go back to fear. It's like it was in the beginning.
Somebody asked me about Adam. How was he able to get all them animals on the ark? Noah. Well, that was how.
Right.
He had control over them. If you go into Genesis, it's talking about him having control over the animals, and they obeyed him. But it was also the spirit the Heavenly Father had on Noah and the animals to be obedient to that moment. And that in the kingdom of heaven is going to be like that as well.
I got you. Sirach 17 and 1, it says, the Lord created man of the earth and turned them into it again. He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image, and put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
That explains the Noah Ark situation. You know, in a general way, because it's not meant for us to be focused on controlling animals as much as it is the event that took place and why the event took place.
It's going into the conditions.
Yep.
It's going to be a complete
Somebody get Genesis
180, man. It's going to be a complete different world. You know, like just the dynamic is going to be completely changed. You know, for the better. You know, then we're going to start to see what the Lord intended going back to the beginning when we was in the garden. This is how it was originally supposed to play out. But the Most High was like, no, I got a purpose.
Yep.
He made, what happened in the garden for a specific purpose. So we can learn both sides, good and evil.
Hit that Genesis 6 because you said the condition. You said the condition of the earth, right? Yep.
Yeah, this is Genesis 6 and start at 17. And behold, I, even I do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven.
So think about it, bro. You even got animals that have been abused.
Yeah.
You got animals that have had,
human sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That type of shit ain't supposed to happen.
That's against the law.
But it happens.
Yep. Hey, both ways.
Yeah.
A lot of those animals in the zoo, you be seeing those little circus acts and bears on fucking little tricycles and shit. those parrots that be dancing and singing. They beat that shit into them.
Yep.
Yeah. It's entertaining when you see it, but they forced to do that shit.
Their spirit is broken.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not even like a bear no more. It's just like a helpless creature.
See a fucking seal playing the trumpet.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
You go to Seafree Roy, dude doing the lines. I hope I'm saying the name right.
Yep.
Dude, like I heard one of the lions moan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, they killed him.
Retired his ass.
Retired. Yeah.
I don't think he killed him then, but he did maul him though. Yeah.
Mauled his ass. I guess one day he decides
Yeah.
F this, man. Always
That's beautiful. That's exactly what it should be, man. You know,
He got that Nat Turner spirit on him.
Chris Rock had that joke. That tiger went crazy. No, that tiger went tiger. He just went back and remembered he was a tiger.
Yeah. You can't take these animals like that, man.
Animals, they rebel too, shit.
Under this vibration, you got more, right?
it is 17, 18. It says, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Those are the 8 souls. It says, and of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to all that Yahweh commanded him, so did he.
This when meat started to become lawful. He had Noah bring all those animals. That was when he declared what was clean and unclean. You know, because prior to that, you know, we ate vegetation, herbs and vegetation.
So we just say he called it meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
The herbs shall be meat to thee.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's going to go back to that when the kingdom is established and the earth is restored. Then we're going to go back to classifying everything the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
These animals is not for consumption. Leave that squid in the freaking water.
Yeah. They have a purpose.
Yeah. Leave the shellfish down at the bottom as a water purification filter situation.
Yep.
All right. Leave that alone. Leave the pig alone. Let it do what it's supposed to do.
Clean the earth.
So it can clean the earth. You know? That's what it's going to go back to. We're going to put everything back in its rightful order.
We're not going to have animals.
That's the view that we're going to earth.
Yeah.
Righteous vibrations coming back to the earth, man.
You're not going to have extinction lists like.
You know, music, stuff like that, you know? The smallest little things that affect us on a daily basis. Clothing we wear.
Everything is in sync, so when one thing is off, it throws off the vibration and the function of everything else.
For example, hey, you're not supposed to have no tall, story buildings like these hotels.
Yeah. A building's not supposed to be no more than 3 stories. According to the law.
It's throwing off the currents of the
Yeah.
You think that
Stratosphere.
is far as shit up?
It's fucking with the way we breathe too. These trees, you know, aside from them getting cut down, they release that oxygen.
Yeah.
The trees is blocking. I mean, the buildings.
This is Revelations 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and the wrath has come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give a reward unto the servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroy the earth.
A strong physician cut off all the Lord disease. If you try to, if you get something in your possession and you want it to be pure, you don't want to deal with any contamination, pollution. You gonna get rid of the person that's gonna bring pollution to it.
Yeah.
You know.
If eating I don't know, candy is causing bad health problems, you need to cut the candy off.
Yeah.
It ain't that you gotta stop eating, you gotta cut off the bad part.
Don't make it.
Yeah.
Like the scriptures say, through the prudence of them which are established, the city shall be inhabited. That's why the animals know what's up, man. That's why they're born. They can't talk, they know what's up more than humans do. A lot of people, they're mourning and they don't know why. They think it's just because they don't make enough money, or they living in this place. Or if I move to South America, I'll be good. If I move to Thailand, I'll be good. No, we need a whole new system and a whole new rulership, and so everything can fall into place, man. There's too many holes.
We all moved to Brazil, like everybody, all the Jakes in America moved to Brazil. He would bring his ass back to Brazil to reconquer us and fuck shit up down there.
But it still wouldn't work because Jake is still under the vibration of this place. Jake is still under the curses. Jake will get down there, and if you're the leader, and we all agree that you're the leader, there's a nigga somewhere that say, no, I think I could rule better than you.
And
I
he
think
showed that
yeah.
in Black Panther.
Yeah.
I challenge the throne of T'Challa.
T'Challa. What's the nigga name?
T'Challa.
T'Challa.
He wouldn't challenge me. You know, like this is just what it is. So but that's why the stony heart gotta be made flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new covenant is
Eat
important.
that. It's the only way this is gonna work. Is if you make that change in this.
Yeah, we you know, Jay ain't gonna be butting heads in the kingdom as well. You know, even David, with him being king, sitting on the throne, he still had to deal with opposition.
Yeah.
You know, with people up under him. He had his own counselor cursing.
His own son.
His own son came against him. Is that the scripture where it says, thou has delivered me from the strivings of thy people. I've become the head of the heathen. Yeah, man. We're not gonna have that problem in the kingdom. Yahushua gonna make it established when he comes back. When we go in the wilderness, all the rebels, they get purged out. All the opposition, they're getting weeded out.
Yeah.
in the process. That's not gonna make it into the gates. So what did the Lord say? You would not have me to reign over them. Bring hither and slay them before me.
Man, you think Trump getting in office, you think he ain't playing and he about business. When Yahushua come, shit gonna get laid, the law is gonna get laid down.
That's it. Yep. Every niche is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess. He's going to get his ultimate respect, man. Right now he's absent, so it's like a person, as soon as he leaves, I'll be talking shit again. Yeah. Right now, Yahushua is in the spirit realm, so he's absent. So you got people that blaspheme, talk shit, just because he ain't here right now.
Yeah, and he not showing his power yet. He is, but he ain't really showing his direct power where that, this is a higher power that's doing this.
Well, with the Lord, he just turned on the fire. It's right now. It's at low. Like it's like it's right there right now. Put it on simmer for now, and then you're gonna just keep turning the nozzle.
Yep,
there's not enough fear in the earth right now. It's not enough fear. But it's gonna be enough fear generated that eventually they all are gonna bow down, man. They're gonna bow down.
Yep.
And even Yahushua said, he that endureth he that overcometh and endureth to the end, the same will I give power over the nations. We're gonna rule them with a rod of iron, man. So, that's how much respect that's gonna be generated, that he gonna be able to put you in position to rule over the heathen. And they gonna fear you too, just like they feared him. And Yahushua is gonna be our head, our Lord.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be subject to him as he's subject to his Father, the Most High.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world is gonna be subject to us.
Yeah. It's gonna be perfect order.
Perfect order, man. We're gonna go around and we're gonna re-educate the world. Just like this devil did.
Yeah.
He re-educated. Well, he didn't. He didn't.
He deceived.
He deceived the world. He indoctrinated the world. What we're doing, you know, through this knowledge, we're actually re-educated. And the word educate means to draw from within.
They never had it in them.
So us teaching his word so that the elect can perceive it and activate their faith, they're being re-educated. Esau, he didn't re-educate nobody. He indoctrinated you.
Just like he did the animals. Like you said, he educated us by beating it into us.
Right.
And deceiving you into thinking that, okay, this is the way I'm supposed to be doing this, and this is the way I'm supposed to be talking, and this is the language I'm supposed to be speaking, so on and so forth. We're gonna show you the way, and it's you're gonna see that it works. If you don't want to do it, then you're gonna get your ass beat.
Exactly. You're not going to get in the way of the progress of our kingdom. You know, of the world being refreshed. You know, being rebuilt, restructured.
Right.
You know, you're not going to hinder that. You know, that's why the first things first, Isaiah 2. We're going to get rid of all them weapons, so you'll never even think to try to, you know, try to put up a fight.
Yeah.
You're going to have nothing to fight with. Ain't going to be no resistance.
Shit, they ain't gonna want to fight.
No.
After they see what the Lord does to Esau, these nations.
Right. There ain't gonna be no need to have weapons over.
Like, man.
Because we're gonna be able to judge you without even using a utensil. You know?
Because he said, Numbers 13, I think he was shooting lasers. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have that ability. This Superman powers, man, come out from scripture, man. The power you see Superman being able to do, he's gonna be able to do those
We're
things.
gonna be able to control the weather just like he got his weather modification.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have that power over
Hey,
the
couldn't
weather
Superman
too.
blow on some shit and freeze it?
Yeah.
Couldn't he burn shit with his eyes?
Was that one prophecy in was it Zechariah? They don't come to keep.
Oh yeah,
feast.
Feast of Tabernacle.
Yeah, they shall have no rain. That means we're gonna be able to starve them out if they you know doing what the hell they want to do
And that
because
means
of famine.
that means they're gonna have to work. They have to work to eat. You know, it's not gonna be. They're gonna have to really work for their shit to eat, or they're gonna starve.
Which is, it will happen.
Yeah.
So that's written. You know, these heathens, they gonna try to fuck up.
They're gonna still be in the flesh. The flesh that we in.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be under the new
It
covenant.
ain't gonna be perfect.
Yeah, because that's why we have to teach them, right? It says in Isaiah 2, it says we won't have to teach each other, right?
Right.
Speaking of Israelites, but the rest of them, it says the law shall go forth from Jerusalem, man. To
Let
them.
me read that second chapter.
It also say in Isaiah 60 that we're gonna be priests.
Yep.
What do a priest do?
Then
They were the law enforcers.
it said in Revelations, first chapter, we should be kings and priests.
Yeah. So we're gonna be teaching the law and providing that service.
Nigga, right?
You know?
Somewhere.
Oh, no. You get this in Isaiah 2, though.
You smell it? It's a nigga around somewhere.
Anytime you smell that.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 2, I'm going to start at verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days, so it's showing you it already happened already, it's to come still, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
That's the government. Government is going to be exalted to the top. We're going to have the real what they call it their G summits.
Oh yeah. What's that shit called?
GOD
Davos summits and
GOD summit.
yeah.
No, this is going to be Yahweh Shai's general summit.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be on his shoulders.
Verse 3 says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Yahweh of Jacob, the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Man,
And look, those are the willing people, right?
Bro, that's why we don't see that happening now with the rats. Ain't nobody, the world ain't gravitating to them and saying, hey, we want to learn, you know, your way of living.
Yeah.
You know, ain't nobody going to them for the light.
Right.
Because if the
You
world,
go over there, you gonna learn nothing but darkness.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The world learned their way of living. They would learn how they would reveal themselves how wicked they are.
Huh?
Some of
The rat. I mean,
Yeah.
small
Little
rats. I'm about to say
They,
small rats.
Tunnel rats.
small rats.
Small rats.
Yeah, because man, nobody, they got all the answers. Like not the answers, they got all the riches of the earth. Like
Resources.
how'd y'all get all the
Resources of the world.
How'd y'all get all this shit? Teach us how to get it too. But part of them
You
getting
started
it,
as refugees and now you got
you
everything.
got
Right.
everything.
I hate when they say that shit. My family came here as refugees, and we didn't have anything.
See, they don't use
And,
that immigrant word no more.
man,
What was our refugees at?
but if they did, even if they did come here poor, they own the banks. Their family owns the banks, so therefore they was getting loans,
Just through finance.
business loans, with no collateral, nothing down, to start businesses. They was allowing them to buy, like in California. Y'all know, in like Culver City, West LA, all their real estate.
Yep.
They own all that shit, and they were able to buy that with no money down,
Yep.
and then that was generational wealth. That's how they fucking got rich.
I want to make a little point when they were saying they will come and said, let us come and teach us of your ways, right? That's Deuteronomy the 4th chapter.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? When certain nations gonna see how prosperous we're living and be like, man, this gotta be God's people. How does it say who has the most high so nigh unto them is this people in the law so righteous? They're gonna be willing. You know? That's when they're really gonna be wanting to be abundant. That's just a scripture
They're
that
gonna
came to
be-
mind on that.
And they're going to be giving us tribute too, like Solomon.
Yeah.
You had Queen Sheba.
Yep.
She was coming to speak with him, and she didn't come empty-handed. Anybody that came to the king, they wasn't coming empty-handed.
And they was giving their best to their best.
Exactly.
That's what the heathens are going to bring us. Hey, this is my daughter. You know, this is the best of my.
Our land produced this.
Yeah.
Highest quality.
This is the best lamb that we have. You know, whatever.
It says,
You see how every time Putin goes down to Pyongyang in North Korea, they roll out the carpet for him.
Yep.
You know, they got the fireworks and shit. They can go all out for him.
Yep.
Just when he lands and comes and have a meeting with Kim Jong-un.
I want to say they do the same thing in China.
Yeah.
They roll out the red carpet. He don't want for nothing while he's there.
Even the fact that the other nations is gonna have substance to give in the first place shows you a difference in kingdoms.
Yeah.
And Esau, he goes and try to take whatever substance these other nations have.
Right.
We gonna make them want to give it to him.
Right. Exactly, bro. Esau, everything that he gets, he takes it by force.
Yeah.
People ain't just giving it to him.
Yeah.
He's spilling blood to get it, man.
Yeah.
He's using his gift. Yeah.
But they're going to want to give it to us because they're going to see by living by our righteous ways how much better their life is, like how much better their health is, you know.
Bro, you're prospering. You're able to yield all these increases because of the commandments that we're keeping.
Yeah.
And we're teaching you.
We're teaching you how to be prosperous, and you seeing the results.
Yeah.
Oh man,
They'll see.
this actually did. We was living in error the whole time.
Yeah.
man, we should have been following that.
We should have been followed this.
They'll see the benefits of a land Sabbath, you know.
See why he supposed to be eating that damn squid and that,
Yeah.
you know, that octopus.
Yeah.
Not only good for your own health, but you see the earth is doing
yeah.
what it's supposed to do.
The water, the oceans.
It's cleaner than you ever seen it.
And also, like we were saying yesterday, the medicine, the actual, real, true healing of that the men of the Lord are going to be able to, they're going to provide for these other nations. You know?
Because the herbs are at full strength now. The foods are at full strength now. Hey man, what you been eating, man? Why you sick like that?
See, and that's
You
a,
been eating some bullshit, huh? That's why you going through that.
that's another thing too. The way that this earth is set up now, you know, there isn't really any how can you say? There isn't as much value for certain goods. Everything isn't supposed to be in every land, you know? Like you're not supposed to have, you know, a watermelon grown in every part of the world. You know? It's supposed to be to specific regions. Everything has a specific region because the soil is different for that part of the earth. The climate is different in that part of the earth. The animals are different in that part of the earth, you know?
That's why Solomon had to send those.
Come here.
And they,
Yeah.
He had to send them all the way here just to get certain exotic animals that wasn't native.
Yeah. Turkeys,
So why didn't he just go get
peacocks,
the seed?
or peacocks, turkey.
The
Yeah.
first seed
Ivory.
and brought them back. Why would he do that?
Exactly.
No, it's good if you don't care. Bring back what you need.
Exactly.
So that man stays prosperous over
Yeah.
well kept.
Yeah.
And it's getting proved by us taking some stuff. That's part of the regeneration. When you get into horticulture like that, when you pick fruit, it wants to grow back.
Right. And
Prune off the dead, it wants to grow back even more. It don't start wasting the nutrients.
And that's why commerce is still going to be commerce is going to go back to being what it's supposed to be. You know, trading goods.
yeah. To add to your point, it's like certain fruits are going to be grown in their proper season. Because I went in the store the other day and I seen peaches. I'm like, it ain't supposed to be right. Yeah.
You know that shit is GMO.
Yeah.
You know when peaches is right, and strawberries, the taste is like strawberry now. But come May,
Right.
man,
Things will be
Texture of it. A lot of it is worse for the grown, so it'd be hard as shit.
Remember you like back in the day, I don't know about now, but how peaches would have that little fuzz? I haven't got a piece like that in a long time with the little fuzz on it. You know?
I had a piece I think last year, bro. Like right after in the summer. Oh shit, it was all over my face. Like I was feeling it on me, it was so juicy. I was like, damn, I ate that mug down to the seed. And there was no like stuck in this, it was like perfectly ripe. I was like, this is now. What is this gonna taste like in the kingdom?
You eating it cursed.
Yeah.
Right now you eating it's cursed.
And it goes back to this brother read earlier about what was one of y'all brothers about him that destroyed the earth. Because he ain't giving the earth no rest. He's just constantly producing.
Yeah.
He's forcing it.
They even say that about the cows when they produce milk. They let them heal from all of they just got
To the point to where it's blood coming out and they gotta die to shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I'm glad I don't eat milk no more. Drink milk no more.
Well, there's a little more on here. There's a little more on here. I'm in the middle of verse 3. It says, it says, I'll start at the top of 3. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go to the mountain of the Lord. So we will start at the government with the elect, right? It said, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And that's starting right now, like with Israelite foreigners, you know, learning this knowledge and they're cleaving while learning the ways. Then after, when the Lord comes back and put these nations down, then they're gonna have to come to us to learn.
Yep.
We're gonna have to be a kingdom of priests.
Yep. It says verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. And we were talking about it earlier, and like in Isaiah 60 also it says, you ain't gonna, like, that's a worry that you gotta have now. You know, you don't know if a homeless person gonna break into your car, gonna break into your house, gonna run up on you at the grocery store or whatever. You don't know if that's gonna happen, so you need protection. These people ain't, like, nowadays, shit is so easy to get, especially in America. Anybody can have a knife. Anybody can have a gun nowadays. You know? We ain't gonna have none of that care and worry in the kingdom of heaven. Like we read about the aspen, children playing in the whole aspen, Isaiah 11. You just gonna put your arm down, a baby gonna put his arm down in a hole and don't know what's in there? Poisonous snakes in there, and it ain't gonna matter.
There ain't gonna be no curfew for the kids because they're gonna
Right.
be safe.
Exactly. They're gonna be, man.
Edomites roaming, trying to prey on them.
Only curfew day, you better be in for the sun get down. Sabbath coming in.
They ain't gonna even dare try to look at an Israelite baby and think, yeah, I'm gonna go kidnap it real quick so I can get some money for the heart or the liver.
And that's how their whole posterity be cut off.
You gonna be in a killer?
They won't get
I got
get
some
nowhere
little-
close to it.
Yep. It says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of the Lord.
It is.
Anybody have one?
Talking about our children, you know. Zechariah 8:4. Those said Yahweh of hosts, there shall yet old man and old woman dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
to be worrying about our children getting, picked up and being
They're just going around harassing what y'all doing, gang banging, you know, ain't gotta worry about none of that. You know, what set y'all from, ain't none of that bullshit.
And if your little son or daughter got right burn abilities, you ain't worried about him.
Right. I'm gonna say this
You ain't worried about nobody like fucking with him. You know? Straight up, man. See, you ain't gonna be worried like my where you go? He went to that island over there. Ain't nobody finna mess with him. Yeah, man. Just imagine that, man. Stress free. You ain't even worried about your children, man. Stress free.
And it's beautiful.
Your mother used to have to don't go past that stop sign over there.
Yeah.
Off that street.
You know?
Don't get off the porch.
Yeah, don't come off the porch.
Mom said I can't come off the porch. Ain't gonna be none of that. The brother said something key just now. He said, you can see it, right? And that's the difference of when we get into the hell we was talking about earlier. We still gonna have the visions of being able to see the glory and the promises to come, and that's gonna push us and keep our hope strong. And then if there's others around that believe but not with the same measure of faith, you're gonna be able to share that faith that you can see and that you can feel, that you believe out of these scriptures with them and build them up to keep pushing forward and proceed.
And that vision is what's gonna drive us. Because we understand, you know, the things that we're going through, it's like we're going through it, but it's not the end. As long as we continue and we endure, it's something after this. It's a peace. It's a like it says, there's a rest that waiteth. I forget how it goes. I got a precept.
I got Isaiah 60, so it's kind of fly. I'll start here to Isaiah 60, verse 5. It says, then,
That whole chapter.
start at the top.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll start at the top. It's Isaiah.
You got yours too?
We'll end on that note.
Yeah.
Hebrews 10:35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward.
It's like, because as you spoke on being able to see it, man. You know, Jake is a visual, nation. You know, we gotta physically see it, or very imaginative as well. As the apostles always say, when you're reading these scriptures, you have to also use, righteous extrapolation, man. Yeah, exactly, the vision, right? Us being prophets, that means we have to be seen. So we're called seers first, man. When we're going into the beautiful stages of the kingdom, yeah, we don't know exactly what it looked like, but as we're speaking it in your mind, these images should pop into your head, man. This is gonna help us remain stable in the days to come, man.
And the Lord will still far exceed
Yeah,
But at least you have something, because everybody else ain't got, they ain't thinking about this. They're gonna be, oh, my Hellcat burned up with the LA fires and just dumb shit. You know?
For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. And part of His will is us going through this process, us going through the suffering.
I remember the apostle, I think it was Apostle Bar said it, that when you cook up a meal, you know, it takes time. You gotta go to the store, get it, chop vegetables, and then it reminds me of Apostle Ron, when he was like, so when you put it all in the pot and it's all simmering there and cooking up, that process of waiting for it is gonna make it taste that much better. When you cook something from scratch, like we're being cooked up from scratch, or built up from scratch, it just makes it so much better. It just makes it so much better when you get to enjoy it.
It's Isaiah 60 at the top. It says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
That's now.
Yeah.
Right now, everything is in gross darkness, man. Nobody understands true order. You know, the natural order, people are just completely oblivious. They think this abnormal shit we see today is normal.
Right.
You know?
People was begging to come back to the new normal. Back to this back shit?
Yeah.
It says, and the Gentiles shall come to the light, and kings to the brightness of the rising. It's like 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles.
So you're gonna have Israelites coming from out of all different nations, you know, being assembled back.
Isaiah 11.
Yeah. You know? All those Israelites from all over the place, man. And also when you read that in Revelation 7, it talks about that great multitude, you know, out of every kindred, tongue, and nation. So you're gonna have that. Isaiah 14. And then followed by the strangers that we're going to have enslaved, that we're going to bring to the land, and we're going to possess them for slaves. And we're going to have them building up, and we're going to have them bringing stuff in. That's what this is going into. Okay?
Continuing, this is verse 6. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Lord.
It's going to be like a consecration, you know, bringing the tribute.
Yeah.
Here's our fatling of this cattle. You know, here's this spice. Here's this a precious mineral. There's, you know, whatever it's going to be. The forces of the Gentiles, the riches.
Right, just like they bring their goods over here to America. They have those ports daily, those ships, those containers. You know? But it's gonna be done righteously, man. They're gonna want to bring it to us. You know? 'Cause it's gonna be fair. It's gonna be fair trade also, you know?
It's going to stop the trade that everybody got rich.
Right.
You know, sending trade here.
Right.
You know, this place gonna get totally destroyed, and so the merchantmen gonna mourn. No, don't cry, don't worry about it. Now y'all can bring it over here now.
And you're gonna get a fair deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair trade, you know?
Yeah.
Bring it back, bring it this way.
We're gonna go back to real money too. You know, all of these different these mining caves and things that's being found. That's gonna be turned into, you know, it's gonna be used for multiple things. I'm gonna say that.
I think this brother said that they found a planet that was made of diamonds. Like that's
And know what? Know what they say? Diamond is not high up on the.
Not even the best.
Not the best.
They don't have a
At
purpose.
all.
Just to cut.
Diamonds to cut.
Yeah,
Just like glass, basically.
that's the hardest mineral.
And they're able to make lab grown diamonds too.
Oh, yeah.
Moissanite.
More precious.
Moissanite.
Finish this out.
Okay, this is verse 7. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nabaoth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance of my altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy power, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
That was the first top of place.
Yeah, minister means to serve.
Yep.
It says, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
Yep, talking about Jacob.
Therefore,
I showed y'all wrath through, which y'all went through in captivity. But this is my mercy to you. Those of you that continue and endure this to the end, you continued in my faith, you continued in my covenant. This is my mercy. You just turned back the captivity of Jacob.
Kept my promise.
He's keeping his promise to us, man. Go ahead.
let's continue. 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night.
Hey, we said that earlier too. Something about safety you ain't gonna have to worry about. The enemy, because the gate was put up in case the enemy tried to invade. You ain't never gonna have to worry about that. Like this man is setting up a digital gate. Like you think about it. When that smart city LA is finally finished, you think you just gonna get to go in there, hop on a bullet train, and just no. They won't let you get on the blue line without a ticket, without you going through the proper things to get in there. So they ain't gonna let you into that city no more. All these smart cities, you're gonna have to be vetted with that digital ID. Probably the implanted version.
Now, if you read Revelation 21, it talks about those 12 gates, the 12 names of the 12 tribes of Israel. And that ain't talking about, that's talking about the church. You believe, you convert.
The
You're
church of
spiritual Israel.
believers.
Yeah, the church believers. I'm spiritual Naphthalite. I'm a spiritual Benjamin. No, that's not how that works. It's gonna be the kingdom is gonna be built for Israel.
Yeah.
Literally, those 12 sons are still here on the earth.
Yeah. A kingdom is a dominion. Everybody don't get to dominate. It don't even make sense, right? We're gonna have all nations just dominating at the same time.
Yeah, that's what the word kingdom means. King's dominion.
Dominion. Yeah, domicile of the kings.
Yeah. Domicile of the kings.
Or dominion.
Yeah, dominion.
These fucking nations ain't finna have no part in that. Go ahead.
Let's continue. Isaiah 60. 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Shit.
He said that was written just in case.
And they don't never like to deal with that these kind of scriptures. They act oblivious to it. Or they act like it ain't in there.
This is 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them.
Israel. of heaven, and the holy places, hey man, it's gonna be built up with specific details of the best of the best of the earthly home.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
Now submission.
God.
They all going to be in a submitting position.
You're prostrate.
Yep.
Right?
It's all submission, man.
That's almost said. No, it's not that.
Vocab, he's gonna have to submit himself when that time comes.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You know? Yeah. None of that. They all gonna submit themselves. The elites, they're gonna submit themselves. You know? All your soldiers, they're gonna be wiped out. So they just gonna come back, you know, we're gonna have them bring back, you know,
Next crop.
our next crop of, you know, servants, slaves, for our sons and daughters. Yeah.
Yeah, just like how we are in this society, man.
Yeah.
And they get a family of 7, and now you got 7 more, you know, through that generation of workers for these top billionaire companies.
Yeah, that they're gonna tax,
Yeah.
which is more tribute to the elite.
Continuing, this is 15. Matter of fact, 14, continue. It says, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
Royal excellency. Yeah.
16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver. Just think about that on an infrastructural level, man. We're talking about iron is basically the foundation of buildings. And he's saying, hey, iron is for silver now. Hey, just like how wisdom, right? When we go into Wisdom of Solomon, I believe the 12th or 11th chapter, it speaks about, I looked at gold and respected her as sand. Speaking of wisdom, hey, but now we're going to receive the physical, you know, in the kingdom, man. The physical riches. So it's no longer iron, but now you have silver to replace it, right? It says, and for wood, brass, and for stones, iron, I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness.
Right.
Violence shall be no more heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders.
And that's fulfilled through destroying Hamas. According to that devil.
Satan not you?
Satan Yahweh.
Amalek.
Yeah, Amalek.
He said, and that happened. I was going to agree because thinking of it in his rightfully, but from his perspective,
That's what they're saying.
taking out Hamas is taking out Amalek, restore the kingdom of heaven back to the people.
Because the word violence is the Hebrew is Hamas. So that's why he quoted. That's why Satan Yahweh quoted that. As this way it said, yeah, we're gonna get rid of all the Palestinians.
And I would believe that they actually created the name from that word.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Continue. 18. Violence shall be no more heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy power thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended.
That's not saying that there ain't gonna be an actual moon and sun. That's just simply saying that because this wisdom is a metaphor for the light.
Yeah, yeah.
We have the tree of life. We pretty much have the light. We're going to be the light bearers to the rest of the world.
And in the capital, Jerusalem is going to be a flow emanating, from the capital into how
Vegas is like with all the neon and shit, lights up the night.
Yeah.
Natural.
That is saying, oh sorry. That is saying in Revelations that the Lord's going to give us the morning star, meaning the wisdom, right?
Another one, he said in Wisdom of Solomon, I think the 5th chapter, he goes, the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the sun, that's that light,
Yeah.
So it's not talking about the literal bright star up there that light the earth. It's talking about the sun of
But
righteousness.
Yahweh Shai, the presence of the Most High is going to be amongst us.
Right. The wisdom.
Yahweh Shai is going to be right there present. So we're going to be flowing with that wisdom. We're going to know everything, literally everything. So there ain't going to be not one ignorant Israelite in the kingdom.
And the moon still got to be there, because we'll still be keeping the Shabbat. So that's how you dictate it.
Yeah, the Lord never changes
So they stand
his
in
order.
watches, stand in watches forever or something like that.
Yeah. Let's finish out. Let's close.
This 20. It says, "Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw thyself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be right. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of mine hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation.
That was on the comment board earlier.
I, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will hasten it in his time."
We're going to be righteous. We're going to have continual offspring.
It's easier to find.
Bringing back all those souls.
Even in my actual Bible.
Yep. Yeah, man. So we got things to look forward to. So keep that in mind, even though we get ready to go into a time of trouble. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Right? We ain't doing this in vain. The Lord, He's not going to forget your labor of love. All right. So with that, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash.
Then unto the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Oh, man.